Good morning all. Good morning, good morning, good morning all. Hope you're all doing well this morning.
PCDD, you little
morning,
shit.
morning. Hope we are live. I hope we can hear each other. And I hope we are having a super morning. I will say some good mornings this morning. I'm just trying to get my desk oriented. Sorry. I will explain what's going off today. I wasn't going to stream today, but I will explain why I'm streaming today. And hopefully some people will stick around because I could maybe need a hand. But we'll see where that goes today. So we will say some good mornings. We'll start at the top and work our way down. We've got quite a few in this morning. Into double digits already. I remember the days where I thought, crack, if I get 5 viewers, it'll be good. Now I'm getting 10 viewers regularly. Look at that. The what's it called with fame? Playing it all good in my head. I don't know. Just change that to live chat from top chat. I don't know why YouTube don't do that. So we've got Cows being first. Morning, Cows. Loved the video last night. Kept popping in and out last night. Couldn't catch it all, but I did keep popping in and out. Charles did a video last night. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. It's a good stream to unwind to, watch and learn as well. Certainly these things in there I didn't have a clue. And one of the little snappy connectors, wow, that was a little bit fiddly as well, where it looked like a pull and a push and everything else, and you just had to spring some fairy dust on it to get it to open. That would have certainly caught me out as well. So morning, Cows. Morning, DJC. Good morning. I am doing okay this morning. Morning, James. Pitco as well. Good morning, Pitco. So it's going to confuse me because we've got 2 colours of Pitco in. I've got a Pitco in blue and I've got a Pitco in green. I don't know. Morning, Eric. Good morning, and good morning, Sean. Morning, Sean. Don't normally see you on a morning, but good morning, Sean. And morning, Nick. We've got Nick, and I think we are down to. I need to get rid of that timer down to. I can't remember what time it is. I'll have to get rid of that timer. Wondering why I didn't see the countdown. I'll be lucky to get one where I go live. You'll get one. You'll certainly get me. I just like to confuse you. Preferred green. All right. It did confuse me a little one. So guys, good morning. We've got a couple of jobs in this morning. I'm only planning on streaming. I don't know how long, probably afternoonish or lunchtime-ish, don't know. But we have a laptop in, sorry, not that one, yes, that one there, which has got it looks like maybe Wi-Fi card has died or something like that. I've not opened it. It could be a soldered on card, it could be just a plug-in card, don't know. But Wi-Fi cards have got a Toughbook, which we all know how interesting Toughbooks are to disassemble, which power light comes on but nothing else, completely and utterly dead on that one apart from power light. And then we have a couple of desktops which have come in as well, older desktops. One of them is just having a back and reinstall, but the other one doesn't switch on, I'm told. So we're going to do that one maybe before the reformat one, because that seems a little bit more interesting. So we've got kind of 3 power issue ones this morning. So laptop, which definitely does need disassembling, see what's wrong with that. Toughbook, which I'm hoping doesn't need disassembling, but I think it probably will. And then that. And we do have a collection this morning. So I will be staying live during the collection, and I will be leaving the microphone open. I would appreciate no comments like iShip and whatnot, because it's a tricky situation. And I have a collection this morning where somebody is collecting, and they've been quite threatening and violent towards me. So I will be on stream. So if it does escalate, let's say, with the threats, I have got recorded evidence. I've got plenty of signs around the place saying things will be recorded, and I will be noting it to the customer that we'll be live on air and being recorded as well to try and defuse the situation. Yeah, it's there were certain threats made over the phone, so I thought, well, if I go live, I've got you guys to ring the ambulance just in case. So that's happening sometime this morning. I'm hoping it doesn't escalate, guys, but we're not all cut from the same cloth, are we? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that goes this morning. Or I'm hoping it doesn't go anywhere. So the dog's locked up. But yeah, lost a little bit of. So I lost a little bit of sleep. It's been playing on my mind. I think the difficulty is, do you know when you work for yourself and you rely on your reputation? It is a computer we've done on stream, and we've tried so much on it, and it's the chipset what's died on it. So there's nothing I think we'd all agree that can be done apart from a new motherboard, and it's a 8-year-old laptop, 7-year-old laptop, so it becomes uneconomical to do. Sorry, that was my sister just sneaking in. My sister's come through just in case, just in case it escalated, so she can. There's someone else here as well, because with the threats on the phone, it was quite disturbing, and the aggression shown as well, and the language. And I think when you work for yourself and you've got a reputation to uphold, and like me, I work from home, even though it's a home office. I don't really like the idea of people coming into my home, my house, even though it is an office, and causing trouble. One, for myself, because I've got my daughter here. Two, because of the neighbours and things like that. So it's with it, you can't get away from it, unfortunately, because some people in society want to do that. I had another one on the phone yesterday who decided he wanted to go into a verb. He's not even using me. He rang for a quote, and he started abusing me and effing and jeffing and calling me "see you next Tuesday" and all sorts because of the quote I gave him. Don't like the quote, go somewhere else sort of attitude. So we're not all cut from the same cloth, but I appreciate that not everybody thinks in the same process as us. So there's a lot of diversity out there. But I think when it gets down to threats and things like that, and sheer lies, it's a different story. So I will be staying live through that. So you'll understand when we go live, because I have got a couple of camera angles lined up. So I will be switching to this this one here. So we've got a wide angle view of this, and I'll be leaving the microphone live. So if we are on stream at that time, guys, I would much appreciate no whatchamacallits, if you know what I mean, no eye-ships and things like that, because that is certainly not gonna help the situation. If I remember, I'll try and mute the audio output but leave the audio input, so I've got recording just in case on there. I'm hoping it's a storm in a teacup, but you never know at all. And we'll see where that goes. But anyway, we will get on with some of this stuff and see where we go. That's where we are this morning. Nick, done Nick. Just to confuse, you prefer green. Hi, I'm here every morning when you go. Oh, are you, Sean? Sorry, Sean. I don't always see you chatting in chat. It's probably because I'm on top chat rather than live chat sometimes. I do apologise, Sean. Really do apologise. Yeah, there's no need for it, cows. No need at all. Just some people that have no morals. Yeah, some people are feral, but some people just think they can get their own way by screaming, shouting, and being aggressive on here. I spoke to JFix a little bit off stream about it because this has been going on a couple of weeks now, so yeah. But anyway, guys, that's where it is today. Hopefully, it'll just come, go, pass, no issues at all. But we will see where it all ends up and transpires. I put my first members video out yesterday. If you are a member, thank you so much. Really much appreciate you. If you check out the members video, guys, I had quite a bit of positive feedback. It's a collab I've done between JFix. JFix has done the editing at the beginning, and that's just simply amazing. From Joey's stream, Joey Does Tech, we probably all know as well as James. It was a motherboard that Joey sent, and me and James actually did it on stream when James came the last time, and then I kind of lost the footage and things like this. So it's a bit of a mishmash of kind of 3 or 4 different days of work on my side, not full days. The repair itself is real time. It's about a 30 to 40 minute VOD which I've put up, including the intro and the exit and the testing, but you will see a little bit of dysfunction with it. But that members VOD's gone up now. That's going to be up there for a few days prior to it going live to the wider audience, just as a thank you. And I will try and get some other members VODs loaded as well. I've got some tools. I've got a shed load of tools to unpack and review. I've got some other bits and bobs like the BIOS programmer for review. I've got another USB meter which I'm going to do a quick VOD and tool review on as well. So I've got some other bits and bobs which we're going to be attempting. I've got a couple of my repairs to do as well, which are sitting on the shelf, so we're going to put them as VODs as well, and put them there and see how it goes, and see if we can just give something back to the community, and then filter it down to everybody else. So there we are on there. Probably find the person. It's completely, yeah. Apologies. Yeah, you never know on these. Never know. I very much hope so, Dreams, and I you never know. You never know. But one thing I will say, guys, for whatever reason, when we were on the other day, and it's done it for a few times, I'm not dual streaming at the moment because I think that might be the problem. YouTube, even though we weren't dropping frames, we're starting to lag. Several seconds or even minutes behind if you don't refresh your page. So just make sure going. I'm going to monitor it at my side. At the moment we look relatively on time, but certainly like 30, 40, 50 minutes into a stream, I've been seeing it's been lagging on my side. I'm not dropping frames. I can only imagine it's something to do with the dual streaming. So I've not actually gone live on Twitch today. I'm just sticking it on YouTube. I think with the input of what Twitch is having as well, I'm probably not going to bother too much about that anymore anyway, because I think it's for what we offer as a community, it's more suited to YouTube. So I might just stick with YouTube anyway, because they're the best viewers, as we all know. Right, let's crack on, guys. We're going to do this one first. So we have this one which has come in. I have stuck a Wi-Fi card on here just in case I need it. This one has come in because it's got no Wi-Fi. I can't really show you too much, mainly because it's got a customer hard drive in, and I can't obviously show you customer details. Update on the I'll give you an update on a couple of what we did on stream the other day just before we jump into this. The one with the faulty i9 processor, and then the damaged motherboard, then the missing processor, and then the missing cooler and everything else. It got that back yesterday, came to collect it yesterday. I finished it off stream, which we just put in fans and whatnot, and it looked absolutely awesome. And James, whose PC it was, picked it up, really over the moon with it. And I must say, it looked an amazing piece of kit, and it was working super nice. So I know he tunes in. He's been in chat a few times as well. So yeah, it was very patient with that. Nothing to do with me, obviously. It was down to the courier and the supplier. But yeah, it was still very patient with it all, and he's got himself a really nice computer with that. The other one, what we built on stream as well, what we built the day before, that was collected yesterday as well. Which, if you remember, we built that in a plain black case, no RGB or anything like that, a bit of a stealth build. Picked that up yesterday. Again, absolutely over the moon with that one. And then we did a couple more, one with quite a big data recovery, just under 1 terabyte of data recovery. They picked that one up yesterday. Again, extremely happy. And then it was the slightly older systems with the GTX 950 in. That one was picked up yesterday as well. So we had a bit of a busy day yesterday, clearing some of the bits out so we can get a fresh turnover of stock. So I think in yesterday about 10 or 12 collected. So what that means is we can eat food at the table, because we've now got a dining table back. Because it's always a little bit tricky when I've got so much in, and we've got nowhere to put anything. So I will just get my whatchamacallit power supply, because we'll probably need the power supply on this one. So we'll stick that there, and we will stick that on here as well. Read on. There we go. So at least we've got a power supply on screen. What would cause the Wi-Fi to stop working? Sean, I thought it was an antivirus. He is running Norton antivirus on this. He is running Norton antivirus.
PCDD, you little shit.
Off stream, I did a bit of software diagnostics on it, really, to see what it was. But his Wi-Fi card is completely missing from Device Manager. It's not even in hidden devices. So what your hidden devices, if you go into Device Manager and go to View at the top, let me see if I can show you on mine. I'll see if I can bring it across and I'll show you what I mean. So if I bring Device Manager up, which is here, this is my PC and obviously not customers. So we will see here that you've got your standard Device Manager. So if we go to network adapters on mine, for example, you'll see a whole bunch of them because you get some virtual adapters and so on. If you then go to View and then Hidden, Show Hidden, you will get a load of hidden things shown. So down here under other devices, for example, I've got 3 unknowns. Those are basically things which have been connected to the computer at some point, but are no longer plugged in. So as a good example of this, if we go around to storage, you'll see I have a lot of light grey devices. So these are maybe old, because I plug a lot of drives in mine. So what I tend to do from time to time, I'll go and just delete them like so to try and alleviate some of the overhead on Windows. Because what I have personally found, these are USB storage devices, or when I plug customers' hard drives in for recovery, as you can see, the list is, I tend to clear it out once a month. Because what I have found is if this list, certainly in storage volumes, overpopulates, it starts not allocating drive number or drive letters, should I say, drive allocation letters for whatever reason, because there's a lot more than there is on here, but it also starts not recognizing disks and things like that. So going back to his thing, I looked under network adapters, which is that one there, and he had no device showing. So I brought up, like I said, the View Show Hidden to see if it had recognized it in the past, and it still wasn't hidden. The only thing I could find was under other devices. Here he has got one device which is still shown as connected, but Windows is not recognizing what the device is. So I've had a look in device description. So if you go into details, for example, and you go into hardware IDs, if you copy that quite often and paste it into Google, it will give you an idea of what the device is, so you can then search it down. So this is it didn't really give me any indication. So this is an Acer that we are, oh, we don't want that. It was shutting, that was shutting OBS down. Definitely don't want to do that. This is an Acer. It's an Acer Aspire 517. So anyway, I went onto the Acer website, looked for all the drivers, because it had some drivers. I used Snappy Driver installed to start with. Then I went onto the Acer website and downloaded more or less all the drivers I could find. Certainly ones for the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and chipset and things like that. And reinstalled everything, and I reinstalled it from a packet level and also from an XE level, just to cover all my bases. So I kind of manually installed it via the installation packages, which you can do on drivers, and I did it I did then let the auto program install as well, and it still wasn't recognizing this other device. So I am assuming that the other device is a faulty Wi-Fi card that's not being recognized for whatever reason. I did boot into a Windows PE environment as well, and it still wasn't seeing it, but that could just then be a driver issue, and I weren't going to go to the hassle of drivers. By the time you've messed around trying to find the drivers installed under Windows PE on a virtual thing and everything, it's easy just to take the back off and have a look. He is running Norton, which is what I thought might have been causing the connectivity issues, but with the device not showing, that was a different thing. Plus, if I can stand it up, we have USB, and I connected a USB Ethernet adapter to it, and it was connecting to the internet on that. And quite often, if it is something like Norton or your antivirus, it will what's causing internet to block, so they can sell you another piece of software to make it work. It will often work then via or not work via Ethernet or USB Ethernet or something like that. Yeah, there's not a physical switch. I looked for that myself. and customer said he'd look for that, and I couldn't see one anywhere. There is on the keyboard an airplane mode, and I did flick it in and out of AirPlay, but again, often they're software issues rather than anything else. So what you'll find with the software thing, it'll still show the adapter. It'll just disable it in software to not actually the physical adapter, which is what this one seems to be doing. The only switch I could find was the airplane mode on the keyboard just here. There's no other button for Wi-Fi. I know older ones used to have a little flip switch here or maybe at the side or somewhere, but there's absolutely nothing. So what my thought process was, it's as easy to take the back off. It's usually just one screw for the Wi-Fi card. Pop the Wi-Fi card out. Post the laptop. If the laptop's working with the new Wi-Fi card, we leave the new Wi-Fi card in. If it doesn't, we then investigate a little further. I mean, it could be something a little bit more. It could be an issue with one of the PCIe lanes, because obviously it feeds off there. Do the Wi-Fi ones, because it's on the same circuit, or maybe the USB side of things, or something like that. I don't really know. Function F3. F3 on here is sound. Yeah, so they're all a little bit different laptops, aren't they? I don't know why they don't put them in commonality, but we've got mute, sound down, sound up, microphone mute, brightness down, brightness up, dual screen. I'm not sure what that one does. I don't recognise the symbol. Airplane mode, screen on and off, and keyboard brightness. So that's it for all the function keys on there. And there's just nothing else. There's no other little physical switches or anything. But again, even in Device Manager, it was not showing. Wasn't showing in Device Manager. Yeah, I've got to get the iShip out of the way. I've not even got my volume on. For some reason, it's still not playing through my speakers. So, crack on. I can't hear commands at the moment anyway. For whatever reason, they are not doing that. What would cause the Wi-Fi to stop working? Yeah. So we'll pop the back off and see how we go on here. And see what it is. So yeah, it's only going to be. I'm not doing a day stream like I normally do on a Wednesday. This is going to be maybe till about lunchtime at the latest. I've got other plans today anyway. It's half term where I am in the United Kingdom, so we're gonna take the pooch out, go for a walk, and go somewhere with my daughter. I do love popping the back off. Just pop the back off. Just pop the back off. And see how it goes. Just love disassembling things. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Taking things to pieces, disassembling, and learning every step of the way. This just might be a case of it is just a Wi-Fi card. It could be something a little bit more, which might be a little bit more challenging. You never know. You never know. So we're going to pop the battery out. I do use that word quite a lot. Oh, my mug is arriving. I've had a notification. I've ordered some mugs, and I've created some mugs, and I ordered one for myself, and that is arriving. I'm being told it's in the country. They come from, depending which one you order, they come from different places of the world. And I think the one I've ordered, for whatever reason, the size I've ordered and the design I've ordered, because they all come from different places, coming from Lithuania, I think it said, or somewhere like that. I can't remember. But anyway, it's printed and in the UK. So we'll just do a swap out. It's more or less a like-for-like card. I will show you which cards we are taking out and which card we are putting in. I'm just going to put a C on his, just so I don't forget which his is. Put a C there and put a C on the back. And then at least I know which is a customer card and which is my card. So the one which is coming out is that. It's a dual antenna. If you can see that on screen. And That's one which is coming out. And the one which I'm going to put in is more or less the same. So we shouldn't have a driver issue or anything like that. Should just really go straight in the same. So we'll get this fitted. I won't connect antenna straight away. I'm going to post the computer and just see if we've got anything come up on here. Get my little, keeping an eye on my CCTV. Sorry guys, I keep getting distracted with that this morning. That one there. I'm going to tape these cables down here so they don't short. And we'll plug the battery back in, the Duracell or Eveready or whatever you've got. Is Eveready still a brand? Don't know if it still is. Damn. So, Wi-Fi card in, Wi-Fi card out, Wi-Fi card in. I know it needs a bit of a clean. And we've got a M2 drive there. Nice enough laptop. Can't see any other bits apart from a bit of fluff around here on that. So I'm not going to plug the antenna and say, I want to see if it'll detect it, because it was detection that it wasn't actually doing. So we'll power the laptop. I think it came in on battery. I'll get his password. Right, I'm just going to grab my telephone now because it is ringing. 2 seconds. PC repairs. Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Uh-huh. Okay, what I would say is don't turn it on, because even if you dry it out, the residue inside, certainly with something like Coke, will just be sticky and still conductive. So it'll probably need a full strip down and a clean and everything else. There's never any guarantees that we can repair it from a liquid spill, because it can be quite catastrophic. I've got 2 in at the moment with wine spills, and they're the same. There wasn't even a great deal of wine on those, but until it's kind of worked on, stripped down and cleaned. But again, the more you switch it on, the more you leave it connected to any type of power source, whether that's the wall outlet or it's the battery, the greater the damage can be, certainly if it's a recent spill. So you've got a greater chance of getting it repaired if it's a recent spill, because it's not sat there for too long, but it would need stripping and looking at. Depending on the laptop, somewhere between £60 to £75 because of the time involved. No, I won't be spending that much on a laptop today anyway, because you'll probably find that certainly in that price bracket in today's market, because it's changed considerably in the last 6 months because of the cost of the components, anything in that price bracket is probably not going to be great anyway. So your longevity and things like that might not be the best money spent. You're probably going to be looking at maybe twice that to get something maybe what you'd have bought for that price last year, if that makes sense. I don't work on an appointment or booking system, so you drop it off with me and then I'll get to it. I normally aim to get everything done between 1 and 2 working days, but if that was dropped off this morning, there's a strong possibility that it'll be started this afternoon. I wouldn't guarantee it, but there's a strong possibility it'll be started this afternoon for you, and then it just really depends. It can take anything from 30 minutes up to 4 or 5 hours, depending what's the issue and everything else. But I will stress there's no guarantees even with the clean that we can repair it, because obviously if it's blown something major what can't be repaired, it's difficult. But until we've done the clean and everything else, it's difficult to say. Yeah, yeah. It is, yeah. It is. It's a difficult one. Sorry, gents, that's just another thingy bob coming in. They're just wanting they've spilt, there was on the train yesterday and a child has spilt a can of Coke on her laptop bag. She didn't realise it had gone in. She took it out in the meeting and poured the Coke out of the laptop, and the laptop's not switching on. So she's going to drop that down within the next hour. So we've got one of those. So where are we all? I think we all love taking things apart. We do. That's what we're here for. Morning, EDM. Good morning. Hope the weather's okay for you. It's a bit chilly where I am today, EDM, and I know you're a bit higher up in the country than I am, or lower down. I think higher up. You're higher up, aren't you? So I hope it's a little bit better. So anyway, guys, we were posting this, weren't we? I just want to see if the I can't show you this bit because obviously it is customer. Whatchamacallit, so we will go to sign in options and I'll go to that, and I need to get his password out, which is this one here, and we have right, so we want that one. So I'm just going to see if his Wi-Fi is in. If I can show this on screen with Device Manager, I shall. But obviously, it's going to be pretty tricky for me to show without actually showing. So we'll see if Device Manager is showing up in Device Manager now. Okay. So on here before we weren't getting anything. So we'll see if we can zoom down. I'm not going to put it on OBS. Because OBS doesn't always play nice. So we have his devices here, and under network we still do not have it. So I would then say it's either a port issue or a software issue, because it is still not showing. And if we show, see if we can zoom, focus that, if we go to view, show hidden devices, like I was saying, it is showing that my adapter from yesterday is showing, which is that one, so I can delete that. That's my USB to Ethernet adapter, and we have his old Bluetooth, which is obviously on the thing. So the adapter is working because it's added a second Bluetooth adapter, and that well, let's check the BIOS and see if it's there. Let's check the BIOS. And see if it's sat there. Morning, James. Good morning. Good morning. Hodgebob is James from yesterday, which we were just saying about his computer that we built, the customer with the i9 fault. So good morning, James. Nice to have you in. Nice to have you in this morning. Sorry, can't get my words out. Yeah, we'll check the BIOS next, Nick, and see if it's sat in there. You can disable them sometimes in the BIOS, but if it was disabled in the BIOS, what you would also find is obviously the Bluetooth, which is built onto the same card, would generally also be disabled, because it disables, as far as I'm aware, it disables the slot. So this is looking a bit more like maybe a software issue. Now, we do still have underneath, if I just scroll down a little bit, we still have, I've got that on course, don't want that on course, we want that on console, I want that on fine. More. We've still got the other device. See here where it's saying other device unknown, which I believe is his Wi-Fi card. So I'm going to power it down, take the card out. I've got several other cards to choose from, and then we'll try another card, because if it's software, if I put a different card in, it might then allow me to do it. But we'll also check the BIOS as well. So I'll just shut this down. James, how did you find the PC last night? James picked his up yesterday. How did you find your PC? Did you get much time to go on it? I had half-day card in laptop last week. Thought it was really weird. Fault I ain't seen before. Yeah, Edinburgh. I rarely change Wi-Fi cards, mainly because I find them so reliable. And I did have a box with about 500 in, but I can't find a box at life at the moment. So I'm going to have to see if I can find out where I put them, because I think I threw them all away the other day. But I will certainly have one in on a board or something. But yeah, I rarely change Wi-Fi cards because, well, we all know they really don't go that often. I can't find my box with them in. And what I was doing, I was digging some SSDs out, the same box as my SSDs, and I was digging some SSDs out for Chill and Relax, because I'm going to send him some SSDs up. And I've had my box out, digging them out, and I've got a Wi-Fi card there. I know I've got a couple of test ones, so I'll try this one here. This is a different manufacturer. Let's just see if this one, we'll put this one in, see if this one works, and battery's disconnected. We'll take that out. Morning, Wes. Good morning, Wes. Yeah, I booted it to a Windows image yesterday, and it wasn't showing either, but that could have just been a driver issue. I will boot to my version of Windows 10 because I've got my Windows 10. It's easy to move across as well, so we can always do that as well, just to try and eliminate what it is. But this is another card which has gone in here now. I'll see if I can drop into the BIOS as well with F2 and delete. All set back up and running smoothly. Not gamed yet, as worked, but it looks and is running perfectly. Thank you so much, Ken. No problem at all, James. I was saying on stream this morning, just with the when something like that goes wrong, I take it a bit personally, and I know it's couriers and things like that, but yeah. Nick, he had, I'll explain what the issue he had, Nick. It's a customer of mine. He had issues with, he wanted to upgrade his PC from what he had to a i9 14900KS. So we ordered a chip and a board to go with it, dropped them off with me, and a cooler. And it was just going to be a simple case of swap in, swap out. We looked at the chip had thermal compound on the inside of the plastic. Fortunately, the customer was in the stream and saw it, and then when we inspected the chip under a microscope, one of the capacitors was knocked off it, so it was bought as a new chip, clearly wasn't a new chip. So James had a conversation with me off stream, and he's returning that one, and we went down the AM5 route to a 9800 X3D, I think he went for, and obviously an AM5 motherboard. We got those delivered the next day, and Amazon, in their infinite wisdom, destroyed the motherboard. So the motherboard came bent, literally had a bend in it, and didn't even bother delivering the CPU and the cooler. So we had parts missing as well. So we had to get onto Amazon, get that sorted out, reorder another motherboard, another CPU, another cooler, which came the following day, which is then where we then built it. So he moved from, I think he had something like a 7th gen i7 or something like that, right up to a 9800 X3D with DDR5 RAM and so on. So when we were then putting it together, one of his RAM modules, which is here, had failed as well. So we thought it might be some of the NAND flashes which had been bent in transit, because it was about 12 months old, this. So we then spent time reflowing every single solitary chip and also the controller chip, just to see if that was something which was causing it. But unfortunately that didn't work, so we went down this single channel route. It's just one stick of RAM on the on there. But ultimately we got it all done, we got it all sorted, and it is. But yeah, James, which is HodgeBob92, had a torturous journey, which should have been relatively straightforward. The unfortunate thing is it were all down to supply rather than myself, but it still didn't stop it kind of affecting me, and I felt absolutely terrible for it. That kind of what happened. Not that I could have any impact on it. It's just what it was. Right, so let me just put this in again, and we'll just check with this other Wi-Fi card. I'll just bring his device manager up. Device manager. If this then doesn't show, we'll swap the, because this is another network card. Right, so we've now, I'll see if I can show this on here. It's now showing.
Oh, you!
Morning, Aussie. Morning, Aussie. I had the same RAM and both cards are running fine. Dual channel. Yeah, it wasn't the RAM itself. This was old. He'd bought this sort of 12 months ago. He was telling me. Fortunately, he bought it 12 months ago, and it had just been sat there. He bought it for his what was his board, but not realising there's DDR5 and his old board was DDR4, so it had just been sat on the shelf, and so on. So it was outside of warranty because he had it over a year. So that's why we had a chat on screen and we attempted the reflow of the NANDs because we thought they might have just got bent in transit and popped them off. But as I say, it looked like that. So he's running in single channel mode. You do lose some performance, but he's got an up and running machine. And I think with the price point of where DDR5 RAM is, excuse to use the audio command, with the price point of the DDR5 RAM, it was said that we would just sit it and run it under single channel mode until some of the sensibility returns to some of the my chat's disappeared. Sorry guys, my chat screen's disappeared. Where's my chat gone to? It's gone to there. It returns to the marketplace with that, which hopefully won't be too long, because you know we'll all agree that it's just crazy times with DDR5 and well RAM generally, isn't it? And then graphics cards are going to be affected and everything else, which is what they're saying now, isn't it? That obviously with graphics cards taking so much RAM, that it's going to start to affect the overall cost of those, along with everything else. So it's just us end users which get in. I'm bought for like 150 now. Is 05. Oh, is that what it was, James? Wow, it's a massive chunk into. I mean, I don't know if everyone can see that in chat. He paid 150 pound for its 500 quid now. Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, it's still not good losing 150 quid. But I suppose on a plus side, if it were 500 quid, but it would then, I suppose, be caught under warranty. So I'm just going to see if I can actually detect Wi-Fi networks. Yeah, it's now working. We've got all my Wi-Fi networks showing in here. I'm just going to make sure I've got no antenna in, so it's not going to let me connect. So I think I'm going to shut this down. I think that was a faulty card. Strange how I put the like-for-like model, make and model in to what he had already, and it still didn't work. Isn't that bizarre? So we took that one out, which is a whatever make it was. Can't see the make on here. And I put exactly the same one in, more or less, and it would not work. Same make, where I put a different make in, and it's worked. I'm hoping to add 264 DDRIs to my build. Do you really need that much? What is it you're doing it, Nick? Are you video editing or something like that, or so on? Because that's a chunk of memory. I know my gaming system's got 128 in, but I need nowhere near it. I bought it a couple of years ago when it was considerably better value. Well, I bought mine actually. My RAM came, for whatever reason, came from America. So did motherboard as well. Came from America. There we go. Took that down there. Took that down there. I'm just going to see if I can then post this to something half decent, and if I can post this and get it to work, we will see where it is. I see here the US, that DDR5, yeah, 1500. Well, I showed you, didn't I, with the Dominator RAM, DDR4 RAM that I've got sat in my box on Corsair's website on Amazon. They're wanting £1,000 for 2 sticks of DDR4. I looked on. DDR4 is not worth that. You can buy DDR4 for like 20 or 30 quid on eBay and Amazon. It's stupid. It's not worth anywhere near what they're asking. It's DDR5, which is the important, which is the expensive stuff. But yeah, crazy times. DDR4, to some degree, is still. There's too much DDR4 about. That's the thing. Nobody's wanting to upgrade to DDR4, so that's why it's not really that valuable. Everything's got a value, but nowhere near the value that DDR5 is. But I think a lot of people are holding off on that as well, because they're realising they can hold off. I had a phone call last night off somebody looking to upgrade, and he's bought AM4, and he's moving to well, he's staying on AM4, should I say. He's kind of upgrading his current system to AM4. Right, so we now have network adapter, and it's all showing. I am gonna just see if I can scan for my Wi-Fi networks and see if I can connect to one. I have got 2.4 and 5G connected. So I think this one was just take a picture of that just to show customer that we have repaired it, and we've put him a new Wi-Fi adapter in. Right, I have got a customer collection in the next 20 minutes. Just bear me 1 second, I just need to pass a message on to my sister. 1 second. Actually, I will oh, just 1 second, gents. Right, I have a collection in about 20 minutes. Oh, if you can stick around, guys, that would be very, very much appreciated for that. But we will. I'm going to shut this one down because I think this one is working with Wi-Fi now. He is running Norton antivirus, and we all know the issues with Norton antivirus. And I think I did explain it to him that Norton, McAfee, AVG, Avast, and Bitdefender do suffer some of the issues. So we'll give his little. I'm going to give his, whatchamacallit, a quick brush out his fans, just to loosen a bit of that fluff. Some of his. A little bit noisy this, so sorry guys. Only a bit of surface dust on there. My little vacuum cleaner back.
PCDD, you little shit.
Morning, Andy. Good morning, Andy. You've missed out drama this morning, Andy. Missed out drama, but stick around for the next 20 minutes or so because you might be getting a little bit more drama. You might be getting a little bit more. I'm only streaming until about lunchtime today. Oh, wait there. Right, I'm watching my CCTV because if that is a taxi, we might be rocking and rolling, guys. I will just want to watch my CCTV just to see if it is what it is. So bear with me 2 ticks. We might need to flick over to that view and a couple of ticks. And it is. So we are going live, guys. So I appreciate no iShips or anything like that. And we'll see where it is. Okay. Don't tell them, Zoe. All right. Morning.
Morning.
Come on in. How are you?
Alive.
Good. I am streaming. I am live, so we are on video and whatnot on here. So right, your laptop is here. That's your battery, which I said I can't fit for you or won't fit for you because obviously there's issues.
What is this?
That's your battery.
Okay.
That's your battery. I said I wouldn't fit it back in the laptop for you if you remember because it had a short. Now, the issue is what it is. How good's your eyesight?
What?
How good can you see here? That's the broken chip. That's the good chip. Do you want me to show you what's wrong with that one? It's got a hole in it, basically. That's the
Wait,
one.
what? You give me the.
I'll give you the broken one, and I'll give you the new one as well.
So what to do with the new
Well, you said you were sending it away to your friend in Romania.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the new chip, so we can fit that, but that chip's not at fault.
But you paid £90 for this.
No. I didn't pay £90 for the chip. That was for the repair, which would have been £90.
So it's possible to repair or not?
No, the computer's broke, but I said I would give you the chip that I ordered for you, if you remember. So that's basically that. That's basically that. So we've got the new chip there, which I said I would give to you at no charge, and then your old chip there, just in case you want it. But it is the EC chip what's gone on there, and then that's your battery, which I said wouldn't need. Now, I've looked for your chargers. I don't have chargers. I don't keep chargers. I've not got your chargers. But I've dug out every single HP charger that I own, which are all these, and you can take whatever you want. I haven't got your chargers. I don't take chargers. I give customers the chargers back with the bags. I've looked through there. I have got all these chargers here for HP laptops. These are genuine chargers. You can take as many or as few as you want. These are all HP chargers.
What was one was original from this, and the others I buy from Amazon. You remember one was fucked and
One was broken, yeah.
You know, and first time I think is the charger.
Yes, I remember you bringing them.
When I come to you to bring this, I was in a hurry, and I don't make difference who is the old, because both they are good.
Yeah.
Because it was not the problem of chargers, it was the problem of inside of your secure something.
EC chip's gone, yeah,
Okay. And when I come to bring here, I don't look who is from Amazon more amperage or because it was different, you know. But both was good, and I take both because come on, in hurry I take. I let and I want to let with backpack, you know. And you say, George, don't let the backpack, let only the chargers and the laptop.
Well, I've looked through every charger that I own, George. I'll be honest with you, they're all chargers I own because I don't take them off customers because I don't have room on my shelf. These are the only HP chargers that I can find. Well, you can take...
No, this is not...
Well, that's a HP charger.
No.
That's a these are only the HP chargers I've got. And believe me, I wouldn't keep it because I don't need them.
I pay, I don't know, 45, 50 pounds for a charger in Amazon.
Like I said, there's no reason why I would keep the chargers. I haven't got the chargers. You didn't take them out of the bag when you got back. They're not in the front of the bag or anywhere like that. You're more than welcome to take these. These are all genuine chargers, and you can take them all because they're no use to me. I don't have any use for chargers. I don't keep chargers for any reason at all.
I want only my chargers.
I haven't got your charger. You can look through my office. I haven't got them. I've torn this office to top to bottom, and I haven't got them. I generally do not keep chargers, George, because I have no need for chargers. Because I run everything off a test power supply here.
So what we do?
I'm going to give you whatever chargers you want, but I haven't got whatever chargers you believe I've got. I haven't got them. I don't have them. I don't take chargers off customers because I don't have the room for it, and I don't need
I
them.
remember I let 2 chargers here. What do you remember? You remember I don't let...
I remember you coming and dropping the laptop off, and if a customer like this one, where Mick's dropped this off and he's dropped the charger because he thinks it's a faulty charger, I've took the charger off him, but I do not take chargers other than that. And I've wrote on there, left charger. I always write on the paperwork if the customer leaves the charger. I haven't got anything wrote on your paperwork about you leaving chargers. These are fully working chargers. They are genuine HP chargers. You can take 1, 2, 3 or 4. So you end up with more than what you believe that you had. I know you're thinking I've stole your charge, but I've got no reason to steal your charger, George. I will stress that. What reason would I have? Why would I want the confrontation for a start? But why would I want to keep your charger? I've got no reason to keep your charger and give you more charges than you had.
Okay, I will check again in my house, but I remember.
Yeah.
I remember exactly.
I remember you coming with the chargers.
I come with to charge, and I let here 2 chargers. I don't remember I take because I remember. Look, I take back empty this.
Yeah.
Because you told me let the charger to.
But again, I wouldn't have any reason to keep. Let's say you did leave the chargers. Okay, let's say you did leave the chargers. Why would I keep them now and have this argument? I wouldn't. I would be giving you the chargers and the laptop back. Those that you can take those. There's 5 chargers here.
Okay.
There's 5 chargers which will work, George.
Repeat. So what do you? Because I don't understand. Why you give me these two? So one is broken.
That one's yours. What belongs to you?
Is broken.
Yeah, that one's broken, and that's the new one which I ordered.
So why is the reason to give me these two, the good one?
Because if you remember when you were on the phone the other day, you were demanding that you wanted your chip back.
Okay, and why you give me the good one?
Well, the good one's no use to me because it's specifically for this computer. So we can throw that one away if you don't want it. I'm just doing it out of goodwill.
And you pay for this £90?
No, I've not paid £90 for that. That £90 was actually for the repair and time and everything which would go in with repairing it.
Only to check my friend if it's possible. If you, why?
Yeah, but what's actually gone on it is the EC chip, not that little chip there. That's the power regulator chip for the LDO and the 5 volts.
And was a problem? So motherboard is broken for the other reason or for this reason?
That's what's gone, and when that's gone, it's burnt the motherboard and damaged the EC chip. But we didn't know that the EC chip was damaged until we ordered that and replaced that. Okay.
So anyway,
even if you replace this, computer still won't work.
The motherboard is because motherboard is the core of the
EC chip, which controls everything on there. If you think about your motherboard like a car, your CPU is your engine.
This is the core of the. If it's this fact, it's not
it's not working.
Not so good. The laptop is.
I do not believe there's anybody which can repair that economically. It needs another motherboard.
Okay.
But everything is rebuilt for you, apart from that, as I say.
What's like this? What's like this?
They plug in there. That's the power. They're the AC things. But you can have this. There's 5 chargers there. There's that's a universal HP charger.
I've got in Amazon the exactly specification. What is this?
All I would say is HP chargers about 100.
So this is not mine.
No.
It's possible to be this.
Yeah, well, they say you can have them all. Have them all. They're all HP chargers. Genuine HP chargers are somewhere between 100 and 150 £150. So there's 3 HP chargers in there and 2 a universal and a non-genuine one. So there's £200-300 worth of chargers there for you. I cannot find the chargers what you said you'd left. I cannot find them, George, and I would not keep them. I've got no purpose to keep the chargers at all. I don't need them. I don't use them, you see. I use everything on a test supply. I've got all this equipment here. I've got tens of thousands of pounds worth of equipment. A £50 charger doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay, thank you. I'm a little disappointing, but okay, that's it. It's like, thank you very much.
I've lied. I'll let you have that opinion then, George, because I think it's 6 and 2 3s. But there we go. I haven't got your chargers.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye now. Give me 1 second, guys. Right, guys, that was and we'll go back to there. Thankfully, it was relatively uneventful. His persona was completely different in person than it was over the phone. He did slip in that he thought I'd lied to him at the end, and he was disappointed because I lied to him. I've given him genuine HP chargers. By his own admission, it were only copy chargers he bought off Amazon. I've given him 3 genuine HP chargers there, and also 2 a universal one. See you later. Thank you very much for coming. And we'll pop through tomorrow with the CCTV.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Not in any rush.
All right. See you later.
you.
Bye. And I made it clear to him that we were recording on video and so on. Yes, persona was completely different than the phone calls we'd had, which was very, very aggressive and argumentative. Yeah, it's just it's a lesson learned. Unfortunately, I'll never deal with them again. And these in my area, there are probably half a dozen companies, and you read the reviews for the other companies, and they get between 1 and 2 stars, and got terrible reviews. I've said it numerous times on channel. All my reviews, and none of them are fake. Not one fake review on my websites, and they're all 5s. They're all 5-star reviews because I treat customers fairly, transparently, and everything else, and I do my best job for them. And I think a lot of customers respect it. You look at James, who was in chat earlier. He had a lot of problems, but I would like to think I did my best by what James did. Unfortunately, you can't say that with all customers, thankfully he didn't come through on the on what it was said. Onwards and upwards. Just a bit disappointing that you've kind of got to resort to this. Anyway, where are we? I need some glasses on. I don't know how it came over to you guys. I don't know whether you thought I was being fair. I don't know whether you thought he was being fair. I don't know whether you thought I'd kind of blown it up out of all proportions. All I can say is I related to the conversation that I'd had on the phone. And the expectation and anticipation was significantly different to how it transpired. Hence why my sister had come through just in case, and things like that, because of what it is. Yeah, thanks, Nick. I'll send him up to you. Let me just catch up on chat, sorry. Yeah, I would say that he probably needs to maybe calm. Oh, Joey! Morning, Joey. Morning, Joey. Yeah, morning, Joey. Ah, dear me. People ask why you don't get repair service. Yeah, that's why, Joey. That's exactly why. Oh my God. Not just laughing then, and a bit forgetful apparently. Yeah, I'd had several conversations with him on the phone about what. My daughter's in here. Even that, I think if you can look from an outside perspective, you can only do so much as a sole trader, as a business. And if you look from an outside perspective, you can take a big different view on it, because obviously I'm close to the situation where I've got one viewpoint, customer has a different viewpoint. But there is no reason why I'd keep a £40 charger. Guys, we can all see the massive box of chargers I've got here. I found 5 HP compatible chargers that I've given him. I had no reason to keep it, and I did state that to him, that why would I keep a £45 charger? I've got no reason to keep a £45 charger. It's just he had 2 chargers, obviously. 2 times 45 is 90, which is more than what he's paid for his strip down and diagnostic. I didn't charge him for any additional parts or anything else. But yeah, it did. I will say, guys, that has affected me over the last couple of days. With the, as I say, with the threats and the aggression which was shown by him over the telephone calls, a couple of telephone calls, very late night calls as well. One 8:30, 8:45 at night. Yeah, let's put it behind us and let's move on. What is the damaged chip? The damaged chip was the power regulator for the LDO. So I've done it on 2 live streams actually. The diagnostic originally, which was actually carbonised the chip and carbonised the circuit board, and we cleaned all that up and ordered the replacement chip and put the replacement chip in, and then the EC chip was just lighting up on one of the corners. So it's the EC chip which is actually gone, which has took the brunt of the short. So it's non-repairable from my point and from most people in chat at the time that we could do it. Absolutely good. £300. Well done, piece. Thank you, cows. He paid me for the diagnostics, Andy. He paid me last week for the diagnostic. Paid me. He actually said, "Give me your bank details, I'll pay for diagnostics." I said, "Fine." It was going to be £60 for the initial strip and the diagnostics, which is what I charge for the strip down and removal and everything else. What we've done, if it's repaired in that, that's all the pay. But because I had to order the initial part, and then it was going to be another strip down test and everything else, there was a further £80, even though he kept saying 90, for the additional work, for the additional parts and everything else. So it would have been a £140 job. I charged him to 60 for the diagnostics and not charged him for the additional parts or the additional work because it wasn't repaired. I'm not going to charge him for a repair which isn't successful. And I've given him the part that I ordered, which is the power regulator, which I had to order from. I think I ended up getting it from online, and it cost me, I think, about £15-16 or something like that. So it would have been another £60, £65 for my time and labour for refitting the IC and reassembly and testing. I might be dearer than a lot of people, I might be cheaper than others. We all have different price points. They're my price points. That's not up for debate with me. That's what I charge. If people think I'm too expensive to go elsewhere, if they think it's good value, they come to me. I just refer them back to my customer satisfaction levels. But anyway, yeah, so I did get paid the £60, and I think if the conversations had gone slightly different, I probably wouldn't have said you owe me £60 for the diagnostics. I did spend probably circa 6-7 hours on that laptop, so it was dead time and dead money, and I am in it to pay the bills, and unfortunately it's what it is. Yeah, my daughter's put if so loud. They're in the other room 3 doors away, and I don't think you could really hear how loud he was, but they could hear him 3 doors away. Morning, chill. You don't need viewers like that. Oh, I've got a viewer. Viewers going up after it is crazy. 37. It's that time in the morning. But anyway, good morning, all. Good morning. These are the trials and tribulations of running your own business and running a business where we deal with consumers and everything else. So I have lost a subscriber. I've moved down to 586 from 587. So there we go. It's probably unsubscribed. Can't do much about it. Morning, Phil. Morning, Paul. Morning, Paul. Good morning. You don't often get Paul. Good morning, PLD. Morning, Andy. Morning, Psych. Morning. I probably missed a few more people in chat as well. So we're going to put this one back together. I'm just glad that's over. I was physically shaking. I'm not in for confrontation. I used to. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt when I was younger, working on doors of security and things like that as well in whatnot. So I'm not shy of it, but you know when you get to the wrong side of your age profile, you don't need grief, you don't need stress. So yeah, I was shaking a little bit, but fortunately it's what it is. So we're going to put back on this one. I think what makes it worse is that because I work from home, they come to my home office. And it's a case of trying to deal with it with enough conviction that you're not going to get walked over, and enough presence of mind not to be too aggressive or abrupt. So we will move on. We'll put that one behind us. Hopefully there won't be any further repercussions. And we'll see where that goes. I will keep you updated if there's anything else. So we'll get this one rebuilt, gents, and then we'll move on to the very interesting power issue on the next one, where the computer does not power. Toughbook is that, and we all know Toughbooks are not the easiest ones to work on. I need to turn my heat off. It's got a bit warm in here. Oh, got a bit warm in here. Strangely enough, I got a text to say 20 minutes away, and then I went through and told my sister it's 20 minutes away, and that's when they pulled up outside. So yeah. I'm just going to put these screws in, and I'll come back to relaying on what chat is. If anybody's sat in chat and they've not hit that like or subscribe, please consider doing so. It means a world to small streamers like myself. And if we've got any of the PCDD members in here, we've got a members only video, which is a collaboration between myself, the legend that is Walking the Planet called James Jfix, and also another enigma in his presence is Joey from Joey Just Tech. Kindly donated a laptop, a motherboard, which we have worked on and fixed. So we're just going to post this one last time just to make sure it is still posting, because we don't want to give a customer back a computer that is not. Yeah, the Wi-Fi card. Strangely enough, customer Wi-Fi card is that one. Took that one out because it just wasn't showing up at all. Put a like-for-like model in, and still didn't show up and work. Swapped it for yet another one, and it's worked. Bit weird that, innit? So yeah, I'm just going to log into this and make sure we are still cooking on gas. And as long as I can get a Wi-Fi signal, I would say that that is done. We have Wi-Fi, so I'm going to shut this down and we'll call this one completed. Yeah, the Wi-Fi adapter just wasn't highlighted in Device Manager at all. The amount of Wi-Fi cards that I actually changed because they're faulty is extremely small. And I'm talking, I can't even say how many I'm talking. It's negligible. I bet if I've changed 3 Wi-Fi cards in the last decade, 4 Wi-Fi cards, they just rarely go. USB ones fail, but internal Wi-Fi cards generally don't fail. Missing Wi-Fi. So that post-it note can go back in there, and that's his password. That can go back in there. That can go back on the shelf as completed. Right, so we've got this one next. I am not looking forward to this. This is Mix. He's a gas engineer, really nice guy. He's done some work for me as well, and whatnot. Check, I've still got one microphone on. Oh dear me. Oh, let's see where we are on here. I missed the fix because I had a phone call. What was the Wi-Fi issue? Yeah, the Wi-Fi issue just wasn't actually playing ball with Windows. Just showing as not present. The card was just showing as not present. It was coming up in other devices, but not being detected. But again, the other Wi-Fi card I fitted came up with the same thing. So possibility that the Wi-Fi card I had was faulty as well, but very much doubt it. Another one fixed. Not sure what the previous comment was about. Fixed lots of laptops and PCs. I don't know. Didn't see that one, James. Didn't see that other comment. Toughbook, I hate taking these apart. Yeah, Ronnie, I hate them as well. I'm not looking forward to this in the slightest. I've worked on a few of these for local garages because garages tend to use them for the diagnostics, and yeah, they're not always the best. And what Mick has said to me was do some basic diagnostics. If it's going to involve a lot. James, you didn't boot him. I had time. The guy. Oh, time the guy. I didn't even see it, James. Sorry, I didn't even see any comments. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for being on top of that. I didn't see anything at all with that. Oh, Electric World. Is that who it was? I never seem to fix anything on this channel. Well, there we go. Yeah, don't know what was meant by that. Unfortunately, people always have an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. We're not gonna detract from that. But thank you, James, for looking after that. Right, power is on down here. So what this one does or doesn't do, I think it's gone flat. So we will grab. Customer has left the charger because he said, "Can I leave the charger because I think it might be a charger issue because it's all taped up?" And I went, "Of course you can." So he's left his charger and his mouse. I would not normally take chargers unless the customer thought it was an issue with the charger. Hence why I didn't have the other chargers, because we knew it wasn't a charger issue. So we do have this charger. It is taped up, and he has said to me there is a problem with the charger here, so can I check this as well? And as we can see, he has taped it all up here. Yeah, they come with a learning curve. If you're not liking content, why would you bother making comments? You would just think, I will find someone else to watch. Yeah, there's plenty of people on YouTube, isn't there, to watch. Mr. Beast makes some brilliant stuff. I've just halfway through watching or nearly finished the new Mr. Beast thing. And I'm not can't say I'm a lover of that, but I've been watching that and that's been really good. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of content on YouTube, and we've got some amazing creators in chat as well. So even if you don't like me, you can still mingle with the masses on here and find out what is good, what's bad, and it opens up a world of bits and bobs. So anyway, right, we're going to plug this into here. We are going to try customer's charge because customer said, "Can we just try his charger?" With it being a little bit ill, and his charger does seem to be working. On here we can just see a golden light, so we can see that. So what I'm going to do now, we know customer's charger is working, I am going to swap this for my charger just so we can see it on screen. Ooh. So we'll put customer's charger back in here. We don't normally do that, but we will. Mick has left his charger, and we will get our power supply cables down. Get that end, plug it into here, and it will be probably a it's a deep charge. That I don't know if I can get my what do we call it in here. Pinless yellow Acer. That's the one. That's the big one. They're all pinned. Is it a black? That's that one there. It's the black, not the yellow. Yeah, it takes all kinds in this world. I'm a believer in. I don't mind being on a channel and it not being right for me, but I just usually flick off and move somewhere else. That's generally what I would do if I wasn't keen on the content to see what was going on. So I'm going to plug the charger. If you look at the top right, we should get a bit of current draw. We've got an orange light on the keyboard here. Strange enough, we've got no current draw, so we'll just leave that. It's weird, isn't it? That's strange. We've got orange light, but we've got no current draw at all on the charger. Let's see if the power button brings anything to life. Power button on. Still got, we've now got, got 3 amps, wow. Panasonic signs come up on screen. So it's got healthy draw on charger with that. Panasonic is scrolling on screen. We'll see where this goes. We are getting lights. We're getting Panasonic on here, which it wasn't doing yesterday. Does the acid need topping up in the battery? It might do, Ozzy. Let's take a... Now, we used to have to do that on car batteries before they were sealed. I remember my dad doing it. He used to boil kettle and let it go cold and top it up with that. I don't know whether it was. Yeah, charger could be dead, but charger was actually registering with that, so it's probably kicking voltage but no current. But obviously it's difficult to measure current on there. Now this is now doing what the customer said it was doing, which is he would get a couple of lights down here, which is here. He's got a couple of lights there, and he's got one light there, which is the power adapter light, but nothing on screen. But he has a blinking cursor, and I think he can't see that blinking cursor. Blinker fluid is low, yeah. So I think, do you know what I think this is? I think it's a dead hard drive. But he's not got a hard drive light flashing because that's his hard drive light on here. But we have, it's either a dead hard drive or something. We do have, and I'll try and zoom down the best I can. Can you see cursor in top right? So we do have that. So let's stick a USB in and see where we go. They're all hidden on here, aren't they? HDMI, USB is that one there. So we'll stick this in, see if we can boot from a USB. That doesn't want to go in that hole there. And stick that there. See if we can boot into a different OS. Let's see what's what. Power off. I wonder if this is just a normal delete button to get into BIOS. Where the hell is delete on these? It's down there. So we'll flick this up, see if it comes up. Yeah, it means F2 is the BIOS, is it, on these? Right. Notice that current draw is really healthy. Yeah. I'm not too sure whether I knocked it, Cartho, if I'm being honest with that. Right, cursor's disappeared in top left. And now it's not doing anything. Oh wait, that fans have just kicked up. I can hear fans. It's not going to be a frozen BIOS because we went past the Panasonic screen onto the flashing cursor. So it's gone into boot mode rather than just post checks. So it's unlikely to be, but we have now got static current, 2.86 amps, which is a huge amount of current. I'm going to disconnect the charger and see if it goes off. So it's not going off, so it's running on battery. Plugging the charger back in, straight back up to 2.86. I'm going to force power off. I forced power off there. It's now gone, that's battery charging mode it's sat in now. That is just charging battery because computer is actually off. Do we think it might just be a low battery? If his charger was a little bit iffy and it just ain't got enough to 2.4, let's just disconnect power. Let's plug that in. I want to see LDO come on or charging circuit, so pre-charge current and then go up. So if it jumps straight up to 2.4, I would say that's bad. So I've plugged it back in now. We've got power charging light on the laptop, but we've got no current draw. They can, I think they can run on either, can't they? They can certainly run on battery, but they should be able to run on DC and that. I think the battery on these just clips in the back. So leave that a few seconds, because if that's drawing 2.4 amps, it's not going to take long before it actually should start moving down for the battery on there. It just seems that quite a lot of yeah, it's just on the back, I think, Nick. We'll leave it connected. Oh, how do we do that? I think the battery is just under this cover under here. I can't remember which one it's under, but we will have a look. Is the battery under there? Hard drive's in one side. Battery's here. Yeah, it is. Battery's in one of these little compartments here. That'll be a couple of screws holding it in. I don't know if these are for the door or for the actual battery. I can't remember. Battery clip is broken. Wonderful. Yeah, battery clip's broken. So what that should do is come down and then slide. Does it run back to coal or battery? Yeah, that's not gonna play ball on there. I wonder if I can take the hinge off. It's got some screws for the hinge. That's one hinge off, 2 hinges off. Right, we've gone in a slightly different way. We've took the door off permanently. Battery. That's the battery. We'll take the battery out and we'll see if it's got any other desired effect. So we shouldn't get any real current draw here, apart from maybe a bit of LDO. So we'll turn. It was taking a good few seconds for it to even kind of come to wait with charger in it. So we'll leave that to sit for a few minutes. We'll try the power on now. So flip the power on button and let's see if we get anything come up or not. Nothing. Completely dead. My power supply is on. So that could be a faulty DC jack, do we think? No lights or anything on here. So do we think it only runs with battery? Are we thinking that might be an issue? I wonder if this I can test the voltage on the battery. Get my trusty implements out for measuring battery voltage. My multimeter connected. And we will see. I don't have any probes for this, so what I literally do is stick scalpel blades in the battery terminals and then measure the voltage between the scalpel blades. So we're on voltage DC. Positive should be this side, which it is. Negative should be that side. We've got 10
PCDD, you little shit.
Morning, worms. Good morning, good morning, good morning, worms. We've got 10.17 volts there. If we have a look, 10.17, and it is a 10.65 volt battery. So I think that battery is showing voltage, might not have a great deal of health because it's probably never been changed. There is no date code. Is there a date code on here? Can't easily see a date code on the battery, but it's registering as 10.7 volts, so it's clearly charged. And there's no date code on there. Morning GT Auto as well. Sorry guys, didn't see you come in just up there as well. Oh. Now that's at a reset, because I think these only operate off one battery. We'll pop that battery back in. Battery's back in. Coming to life. Red light came on, battery instantly. So battery is flat. Are we just thinking this might be a flat battery, a knackered battery? We've got current back in. DC. Let's flick it back on. So we've now got battery charging and power. Still not got any current draw. Yeah, I'm supposed to be running tonight actually, Andy, just on about your treadmill. But I still don't know whether I'm going to do it. I'm booked for a 10k tonight, but I'm probably going to give it a miss because the knee is absolutely killing me. So we're just doing a hard reset on there. So we'll just power again. Let me turn the lights off so we've got a better idea so you can see illumination. So flick it on now. So we get the power light coming on there. We get the power, e.g. computers, laptops going into a power ready state to come on, but we're not getting any current draw. We've now got 1.4 amps. That was going up to 2.48 amps before, weren't it? Keep an eye on the screen. Oh, fans are kicking in. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let me power off again. Still flashing his battery warning light on there. But it's got no charge current. Any thoughts, guys? This laptop is different design. It's a tough, but yeah. One of the big problems you've got with these, to get to the motherboard, you've got to go through about 63 layers of armor plating just to get anywhere near the circuit board to see what's what. It's like the battery charge circuit isn't becoming active, so whether that's the faulty battery, but the battery is reporting that. I don't have a battery tester, not an MLNB battery tester, so whether it's a faulty battery, but the customer says just don't spend a great deal of time on it because he's going to buy another laptop because he's had this donkey's years, and he says he thinks it's fit for a thing. He only used it for one thing now, and he's migrating that over to his new system, so it's not like he needs anything too special. That is a little bit loose, but CJ fixes comments. Okay, please check if it's 16 volt charger.
Oh, you!
All right, look at JFix's comment. Let me get his charger out. Let's have a look on his charger. Yeah, his charge is actually 15.6, but I'm at 15 and a half. I've not seen your comments being deleted. Sorry, Cartho. Not seeing them at all. It's not flagged up on my side. I've been a little bit dejected now, gents. Sorry. let's turn that over. So 15.5 charger and that. Plug that back in. And see what that is. There we go. We've got charge current. There we go. Well done, James. Thank you very much. Unusual that, isn't it, to have a 15.6. It's usually 19.5. So we've now got nice charge current on there. Battery is illuminating, and let's see if we get. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything being deleted from my side, gents, and I presume I get to see everything on this. Yeah, don't know why it's doing that. Sean, yeah, again, guys, I really don't know. James suggested that it could be a 16-volt charger. I've checked and it's 15.5 volts. So 15.6. So I've dropped it down to 15.6 volts, and it's sitting at similar current. I'm just going to try and post it now, and just see if it'll come on. So we are pulling a little bit more. It's still not doing any different to what it was doing before, though. It's sitting at a static current draw on that. Yep, no problem. And James, yeah. If you're watching on mobile, make sure all comments is selected. Yeah, I noticed I was watching Chill and Relax yesterday on my phone, and it weren't coming up with that. We now have a beep. The laptop has just beeped to me, which is new. It didn't do that before. We've got two power lights down here. Flip these down again so we can see what's what. We've got two power lights down here. Still nothing on screen though. So we can hear that. That's coming from the computer when I flick the whatchamacallit over. I'm going to try and pull the battery. That's the battery pulled out. Right, so we don't have a battery, but we've still got current draw. So clearly the laptop is in some type of power on state. So I'm going to try and hard shut it down, and we'll try and start it up again. Just knock that current back up to 15.6, just in case it is really, really particular about it being at 15.6, which some are. There we go. I'll post this back up. No batteries in. Battery is disconnected at the moment. And we'll see what that is. That is pretty much static current. So this could be a BIOS issue now if it doesn't move from there. Because 1.3 amps is a lot of... It sounds like Sainsbury's scam machine. It does actually. It's the same beep. It's the same type of beep. I'm just going to give it a few seconds though, just to see if it comes with anything other than that static 1. Right, fans have now come on, and it's obviously that's the fans which have just upped the current draw a little. Morning, Chill. Speaking of watch, I'm on top. Yeah, I often I notice when I'm in Andy's chat I get my comments deleted, so I think that must be YouTube. It comes up as message retracted in Andy's chat. I don't know why. It's YouTube, honestly. It's not me who retracts my messages at all. Yeah, it could have done. It could have done. It weren't coming on before. It was showing exactly the same. It's showing the same scenario as it was showing before. Plug battery in. that'll jump up probably when it detects the battery, or I'm hoping it does. So yeah, we can see that its EC chip must be working to some degree because it's recognising batteries and it's switching battery charge circuit on. No, that's Andy. Please retract your message. So this is going to be... let's put lights back on, gents. Sorry. I'm going to unplug that. Oh, dear. I'm going to take that bottom plate off, see if that reveals much, but I think under here is just RAM. If we've got any coils that we can measure, but I think it's probably going to be a BIOS. I'm hoping I can see the BIOS. I had a few of that battery out, charger out, hold power button reset. Yeah, I've had, battery's out now. God, that screw's so tight. Two under that. There's no, I don't think there's a reset button on the bottom of these. I'm almost positive there's not a reset button on here because they're built so watertight. They don't have much on the outside. We've got a golden ball here, whatever that golden ball is. Get my tweezers. Huh, brilliant, it's gone down there. Hole in one. No idea what that is, but we'll put that in there. Yeah, we've got a Wi-Fi card and we've got a bit of RAM. We'll take RAM out because RAM's easy to check because it could be a RAM issue. Well, looks like liquid there. Nothing on RAM. So we are on DDR3. So we'll try a different piece of RAM. Bit of a mark on that RAM as well. Can't really see under there, but RAM has got a bit of a mark on here. So we'll try a different piece of RAM, just make sure it's not RAM, which is a fairly straightforward one to try. So DDR3. Oh, get my big box of RAM out. 4 gig DDR3 1600. So we'll see if we've got a 1600 or a 10600. Probably work, but we'll try and find something better matched. 12800, that is a definite candidate, and that's another candidate. That's desktop. DDR5, I don't want any of that. PC4, 10600. DDR5, got plenty of DDR5. DDR5 again. Where's my DDR3? 12.8. Sure, I've got some 1600 DDR3. 16 gig of DDR3. Wow, that's a rarity. PC2. 12800. Might have to use a slightly slower speed, but I think it'll just give us an idea whether it's RAM or not. I've got a few pieces for
PCDD, you little shit.
Morning, Grass. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Grass. Just trying to diagnose this this Toughbook at the moment. .85. Let's try the pieces that I've got in hand. PC4. So I've got plenty here to try. So we'll just put a C for customer on his, so I'm not losing it. So his is a DDR4 1600. So we've got DDR3 1600, sorry. So we've got a 12800 there. We've got a 12800 there. So let's try a like for like 12800. Slightly slower, but this will give us an idea whether it's just a RAM or not. Be nice just to say it is RAM, but I'm not going to think it is because of the way it is. So we've got, oh, that was good. We've got a little bit of pre-charge, well, not pre-charge because we ain't got a battery in, but battery socket is empty. So we'll see if it'll post now. Still not playing ball, is it? Bit higher current this time than it was last time because it was sitting at 1.48 rather than 1.6. Yeah, they were inside. It was just a heavy duty case, weren't it? That just doesn't, sitting at that just doesn't. I think it's leaning towards maybe a BIOS. For battery out, let's just try an hard reset. Yeah, they keep them dry, don't they? Dry and dust free inside. But I've never found them brilliant for cooling and things like that. And they're okay for dropping, but ultimately you drop one of these and it's still going to put shocks through the circuit board. I know they are mounted a bit different inside on different suspension ideas, but they still take the brunt of it. I did see one where a garage brought me and it had been run over by a van coming out of MOT bay, and it had absolutely destroyed it. Computer still turned on, its screen was smashed, and you think, I don't know, a 3-ton van driving over something is a pretty good thing. So we'll stick the power back in. We've now got a little bit of pre-charge. We'll turn it on. Jumping straight up to that. We'll just see if it does anything different. Don't think it's going to, so we might need to disassemble and see if we can get to the BIOS. Computer says no. Give it 20 seconds longer because it's moving around. Fans have just kicked in. That's why the current's just suddenly jumped and spiked. Shut it down manually. I'm going to plug battery in and see if it'll power off the battery, but I think all we'll see is it pulling a lot of current on battery with battery charge. So we're getting pre-charge, we're getting charge current. It's doing its job with charge, so charging circuit and everything is working. And it's charging at a healthy current draw, 3 amps of charge. Considering the battery was up to 10.7 volts and it's a 10.6 volt battery, it's still sucking a lot of things down. I think batteries probably... what did you miss, Ronnie? Depends which bit you got up to. This is a Toughbook which is not basically powering on. It is powering on, but we're getting no display, we're getting no nothing. I've changed the RAM just in case it was the RAM. We've got 3 amps of charge current, we've got 1.5 amps of non-charge if we disconnect the battery. The laptop's getting hot, the CPU must be getting hot because the fans are kicking in, but the laptop just isn't powering on at all. We'll turn her on. This will probably jump up again, which it is. Oh, it jumped down and then jumped up. Jump up and jump down, jump around, jump around. We've got 2 power lights on it. The laptop thinking it's switching on. And we've got this one here. Difficult to see, but it is illuminated. Yeah, it's doing the same before it's dead. That looks like a frozen BIOS to me. Try and find the BIOS. Please now. I was going to say, please let us see where the BIOS chip is. And the BIOS chip's going to be absolutely buried somewhere that we can't get to. I'm just thinking, I'm on streaming for another hour. If I start this is going to certainly take well over an hour. And I don't think we'll get a conclusion on stream because I think it'll take too long. I can only stream until lunch. But I have these two up here. I know what's wrong with one of them. The other one, which is at the top, I think, has got a no power issue. So I think I'll park this one to one side and I'll investigate this for a BIOS issue. And then we'll start a desktop now. Because that desktop might be a bit easier to get into, because it could take me an hour just to disassemble this thing, you know what they're like, and come to some idea on what it is. So let me grab my telephone. One tick, guys. PC repairs. Yeah, so I'm gonna put the RAM back in here. I'm gonna do this one off stream because I think it's gonna take so long to disassemble, and then it's probably gonna. I'm gonna try the BIOS. See if I can dig a BIOS file out of wherever. So remove the BIOS, save the BIOS, find the BIOS, flash the BIOS, and see if that solves the problem. If it doesn't, we then may pick it up on another stream where I've got a lot more time. Because then it's going to need board checking and things like that. So on this one, I am going to do that one. That other customer who was just ringing me just then is dropping the water damage one off. So that's another one we need to look at. But might look at her straight away for her, with her needing it sooner rather than later. So I think we might jump on hers as soon as she's dropped off, and then I'll do the desktop off the screen, because that desktop could just be something easy with it. You know, customer saying it's not powering on. Well, that could just be a fault on the hard drive. So that might be a 2-minute job. It might be a 10-hour job. You never know with those. He bought it used as a refurbed unit and never used it. So yeah, right. There's customers here. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Right, so we're gonna do this one now, gents. This is the one where she was on a train yesterday, and the child has emptied a can of Coca-Cola on it, and she needs it for her job. So I will look at that urgently for her. Put Mix back up there, and we'll get back on with Mix later on. 1, 2, 3, 4 screws there, and we need a little tiny bag. Hopefully this will be a stripped down clean and back up and running. Ooh. Drop a screw. I do seem a little bit discombobulated on this stream. I can only apologise. I'm not engaging with chat too much. I'm doing what I should. We will get our HP power cable down, our special one, which is wonderful, which emulates a HP. One of the reasons I don't need HP chargers, because we have a special thing for it. One of the reasons I hence do not take chargers. So we are going to use our HP emulator. If you've not seen this on my streams before, we put the voltage in here. We select what brand of computer it is. On this occasion, this is HP, which is there. And then we select what wattage of HP we want. On this one, it's done off voltages, so we'll select that one, which will probably be about 120 watts, I would have thought. We'll reset our power supply to 19.5 volts. Oops, that's 45 volts. That's definitely not good. It's not plugged in. There you go. 19.6 is good enough for me. So we're not going to plug it in straight away, because the customer did say she had liquid spill in it. So there's no point running the risk of blowing something. So we'll leave the charger to one side, and we will get the battery out, give it a good look, and see what it is. See you later, Ronnie. Sorry I missed that. See you later, Ronnie. Have a good day. We were talking about Coke earlier. Okay. Yeah, the customer was on a train yesterday, and a child has emptied a can of Coke over her laptop bag. She's got into a meeting and the laptop doesn't work. So she had to empty Coke out of the laptop. Somebody said put it in the airing cupboard overnight, which is what she says she's done, and it's had no effect. Don't think there's any screws in those. It's just going to be, yeah, screwless, so we'll leave that stuck down. Quite often this screws under there, but not always, dependent on model. This is probably one which has got no screws over there. So we'll see if we can pop the back off. We love popping the back off. Pop the back off everything, me. Let's get it stripped down. Yeah, that tough book. I'll do off stream, because I think it's certainly going to take me over my 12 noon time frame, which I've put on because I am going out. I'm going to take daughter out somewhere, so it's going to take me over that. And I think first thing I'll do is maybe get it stripped enough to get to the BIOS chip, and just do some measurements inside. And give it a quick look over, just make sure there's nothing with a great big hole in it or anything burnt. And once we've done that, because when you're down to the circuit board on those, them tough books are, yeah, time consuming to even work on. So I'll try reflashing the BIOS on there, get a BIOS file, reflash that. Hopefully that'll sort it. If it doesn't sort it, we might then revisit that on another stream. Now, I'm just looking at this board. I can't see any liquid or any signs of any liquid at all. Absolutely zip. So there's nothing on the keyboard, and the keyboard doesn't look like it's been wiped because we've still got marks on it, and there's no marks on there. Keyboard's not sticky. There's no stickiness with that. There's no marks on the screen, and the screen is still dirty, as you can see. There's no kind of visible liquid marks on the screen. There is a bit of a mark here with some type of liquid, and on the inside of the case there's nothing either. And you'd normally get kind of run marks or spill marks a bit here, and a little bit of on the hinges, but I can't really see anything at all, so I'm unsure. I might take that DC board out and just pop the hinges up. Morning, Tommy. Morning. We're just going to pop the hinges up just to make sure that daughter board there, because there is some corrosion around these screws. You can see that screw is a little bit white, so it has got some corrosion around the hinge screws. But I can't see any on the main board, but obviously the hinges are obscuring a little bit of the a little bit more. We have got some there. We'll just check around this one as well. This is obviously EDP, so the display connector. So we don't want anything around here, because that could spell disaster if we have shorted anything around here. So take that out, no battery connected, take that out and have a look under here. Get the microscope out and just visibly inspect these locations. Microscope. Yeah, so we've got a bit on these. Check the cable. This is a daughter board, DB daughter board. This is I've got the DC jack sat up here, but that's on a separate cable. So this is just powering a USB on here. But as you can see, we do have some signs of corrosion and liquid ingress here. Doesn't look like Coke though, because it's not sticky, which is a bit strange. So I just wonder whether this is maybe a more historical one, because if it was only spilt yesterday and there was such a large amount, you would expect to see.
Oh, you!
Oh, we've got that in middle of screen. Why is that in middle of screen? Oh, I know why. I use the same screen for thingy bob. Yeah, sorry guys. I use the same screen for show me PC, and I put it in middle of screen to do that. Need to move the window. Yeah, sorry. There we go. We can see. We can see. I've told you I'm discombobulated this morning. That customer coming this morning was set me on edge. Right, so we have got a little bit more around here, as again we can see. So we have got a bit there. I'm going to show you the daughter board. It will work without this daughter board plugged in, because this is only USB and it's not a power button or anything like that. There is an LED on it, but we can operate it without this by the look of it. So we have got a little bit of corrosion there, and we've got some around that. So we'll give that a quick tickle and clean with our magic sprays. This will help dissolve any sugars, if there is any sugars in here. Get that over there. Morning, Just Inspired. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Worms, how's the... I know it's Falcon who's down in Devon, isn't it, in Cornwall? I was going to say, how's the weather down there? But it's Falcon who's down that neck of the woods, not you. So we'll give this a drink of IPA as well, just to make it... drink of circuit cleaner, sorry. and just that'll help dispel and eliminate any water. Load it all about. Bit of hot air, dry that off. I just wish I was there. Oh, the Lake District, yeah. I wish I was somewhere. Falcons Cornwall, yeah. I remember when I was saying it, I remembered what I was saying. It's Falcon who's down there. So we're going to stick the air on 100%. We're going to knock the temperature right down because we just want to dry rather than cook. So stick this on 100 degrees and just give this a quick cool down. Where's my... I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. I was making sure I'm zoomed out. Yeah, I'm zoomed out. If there's anybody sat in chat who's not hit that like or subscribe, very much appreciated. If you would kindly do that. I tend to repair, contrary to popular belief, or attempt to repair computers and laptops and PCs. Whatever walks through the door, we work on. Whether that's laptop, PC, Mac, retro, whatever. Don't really do any other components. Occasionally do non-branded stuff like I've done a couple of speedometers for cars, a couple of key fobs, did a couple of circuit boards for boilers, did some power regulators for some AC motors for a local company. So yeah, I will have a look at certain things, but predominantly PC and whatnot. And that's that. Dried that off, and let's have a look under here. Just make sure we are okay with that. So this is the DC port. I just wonder whether it's got into the DC port. Let's just take that out and have a browse under here. Can't see anything in there. We'll give it a quick squirt with the cleaner. This cleaner is brilliant. I know I keep bleating about that one, but that cleaner is wonderful. Evaporates, cleans, dries, does everything it needs to. Right, the other place where I did see it was over this side of the thing. Thank you. I released that video. Oh wait, I was still editing that 4-hour video. No, he's done that one. That was the Game Gear one, I think it was. Cold here in Sittingbourne, Kent. I thought that said something else. I ain't got my glasses on well, and I thought that said something else, but it's Sittingbourne, Kent. But at least it's not raining. It is very, very sunny outside, a bit windy and a bit chilly. Just looking outside my window at the moment. This is where we saw the other corrosion on the hinge, just around this bit here. If we just see it, but again, it looks more historic rather than recent. There's no. The good thing is there's no signs of anything on here being burnt or damaged. There's no sticky goop. So again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if any of the coke from yesterday has actually made its way in. EC chips looking good, nothing corroded around there. Around the keyboard connector, again looking pretty darn good, and there as well. So I think what we can do, we'll leave the other board what I've just disconnected out, and we will try and power and just see if it's pulling any current or what it's pulling or anything to that effect. Yeah, and see what's what. Stick that to one side. All. So we have got the power supply set on 19.6 and we've got some ampage, and we need our magic box. Put that in that side. Plug our HP adapter in. We don't keep HP power leads because we have test equipment. Okay. So this little box here will emulate a HP charger, a Dell charger, or a Lenovo charger. We've got it set to HP. So what that means is you have a sense pin. So some laptops are a little bit iffy, certainly about the charging, unless you've got a genuine charger or the emulated sense pin. So this one emulates it. So we'll see it on here, but we'll also see it in top right hand corner. So we can look. So we'll turn it on now and just see what's pulling. So we've got a bit of pre-charge on here, as we see it go. No battery connected, which is good. And we will just flick it open and see if we get anything coming on. Power button is just there. Absolutely zip. Absolutely zip. Nothing at all. Yeah, nothing at all. So that's how customer tried it. Got nothing at all. So we'll just check the board for any shorts on any of the big things. We've got nothing showing up on there. No current draw, no ampage. Doubt whether we've got a short on that, because if we had, I would have thought we would have seen some sort of... Yeah, is ultrasonic cleaner effective? Dealing with liquid damage. Was thinking of getting one at some point. They are. You've got to spend quite a bit of money at getting one. That's the problem. I had a... I did have one. It wasn't an expensive one. I think it worked on vibration rather than ultrasonic, really. But you look at some of the bigger units, and they can be several £100s to get anything decent. So they do work, and they do give you very, very good results. But nothing. Nothing unless you really do spend quite a bit of money. And for a circuit board, you need quite a big one, because they're not particularly small. The one I had was quite small. I used to use it on phones and whatnot. But it was probably only, I don't know, 20 centimetres square, 25 centimetres square. So it wasn't overly large on that. So all the coils are fine, apart from those two, which have just got some resistance anyway. So we should be okay with that one. I just want to test the power button to see if we've got power coming into the laptop. Because if the corrosion was up there, there is a possibility that we didn't have power on the board. So again, we'll just find a nice ground. We've got power coming to the board. So we know the board's alive. So I want to pop the board out, inspect the back of the board, and see what's what. We've got 45 minutes, so we've got enough time to be able to probably get this done for the customer. Where do you get those adapter chargers? Or is it one you've made? No, I'll send you the link if you want the link. Just inspired. If you're referring to that, I use it quite a lot. It's an AliExpress item, UD1700. I can send you the link. I'll put the link in. I think it's actually in my description with all my other tools. But 20 volts in here. You've got two outputs on it, and you've got USB-C output as well. So you get a cable with it with 3 ends on, which has got the Lenovo, HP, and Dell ends, and it'll emulate those. The only thing I've done, I've made another cable to go in here with some other different ends on as well. It's got the voltage and amp meter on there as well. You select what brand you want, and then you select either Dell, Lenovo, or HP to emulate the charger size, and then it'll work, so it'll charge. They're not cheap. They're not cheap. It's not dear in grand scheme of things compared to some tools I've got, but they're about £80. I will tell you now, build quality to me is poor. It feels more like somebody's made it in the garage and are selling it on AliExpress, but it works. It works. I mean, if you look at this ended cable where one cable comes in and 3 cables come out. I had to fill it with hot glue to stop them moving around. That's just a 3D printed case and so on. So, and these are just old chargers which have been cut off and soldered in here. So it ain't great, but it does the job very well. If you want to see a really good review on it, James JFix has got a very, very, very good review all about this, and that's where I got the idea from. So I ordered it. But yeah, it's I don't know to answer that question, Edinburgh, but you can usually see if it's got a short on it, because obviously the charging end has got an LED on, so you'd know if there's a short. Plus my power supply has short on it because I literally connected to power supply, so it enables us to connect all the HP, Dell and Lenovo's directly, so we can see the power draw on there. That's one of the reasons I like it as well. I did make a couple of chargers, HP ones in fairness, with just an ampage and power meter in line, so I could still use a genuine charger and do it. But it was a fixed size one, so if I got one which didn't want to work on a 120 watt charger, it was a bit difficult. Where this one you can vary the manufacturer and everything else, and it also gives you USB-C. So for me with OBS, I can still output USB-C current draw up here. I have got another little gizmo which I'm going to do one in my VODs, which I've now bought, which will give us a proper USB-C output from 5 volts up to 19, because obviously the power supply will be kicking out 19 if using this box. So yeah, all in all, cracking idea. Can't really say build quality is brilliant. It's using circuit boards inside with all chips on from manufacturers, so it's what it is. But if you work on a lot of laptops like I do, and like some of you guys do, it's worth checking out. But I do have a link to the exact one I bought, because I did shop around to make sure I got the best value on there. For HP, it's basically a resistor. Yeah, it is, from the centre pin, nothing fancy. That's all it is. I think others probably do. They're not too dissimilar, are they? They work off different voltages and whatnot. So yeah, it's not dissimilar for them. It just means I can just pick one thing up, plug it into the power supply. It gives them the benefit of seeing the current draw and things like that, because we know how valuable that is when we're diagnosing laptops. Certainly if it's just a black screen, that we can see some type of current coming in or out. So I like it for that reason. But even if you've not got power supply, it still shows you current draw on the unit. So it's good if you're just wanting, if you're just starting to get into this as well, rather than having to buy a fancy power supply. You can just plug a normal 19.5 volt laptop charger into it, and it'll then still show you it as well. So even if you haven't got a power supply, you could still utilize it for that purpose. Right, let's get this board out. Feels like a Friday today. I don't know why it feels like a Friday. I actually opened a return request for that when it arrived, because I was dissatisfied with the build quality, and I thought I'd bought a copy. And I spoke to JFix, and he went, "No, build quality is what it is on that thing." So yeah, it's just be warned, it's not amazing quality build wise, but it does what it says on the tin. It works, and if you can overlook the slightly cheaper feeling plastic case for the money, it's worthwhile grabbing. So we have the board out. Again, can't see any signs of ingress or anything on the rear of the board here. So there was a little bit, obviously, on the. There's no liquid or signs or anything else on there. So let's get this to one side. Move this down. Daughter board cable disconnected. Got a nice big scratch across there. How's that happened? Let me get a microscope. A really lovely scratch. See this? Wonder how that's happened.
Oi, you!
Fishing frustrations. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Does it feel sticky? Now there's nothing at all. Nothing. I didn't see James' video on it, even though I have notifications on YouTube. It's weird. Looking, thanks. Yeah, have a look through his old videos. What I will say, guys, as well, if you are watching on YouTube, just make sure you are refreshing the YouTube page either on mobile or on laptop, because for whatever reason, no idea why, it's dropping back sometimes several minutes. So you might be watching something, but I've not dropped any frames at all. But I honestly don't know why it's doing it. Really don't know. But I have noticed it over the last week or so, where even when I've been watching it. But no worms. There's no stickiness. There's no residue. We've got, honestly, apart from that little bit of corrosion on the daughter board, which we've now cleaned off, and a little bit on the hinges, you can just see it around the screw holes, which looks more historic than recent because it's white and dry. There is no signs of stickiness or anything else. We've got another bit here, but yeah, we'll give it a look over with microscope now more in depth. Don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. Cows, yes, I'm having that problem with it. Yeah, PCDD. Yeah. Oh, was my PC? No, it's not. It's not your PC. No, it's doing to my PC. I kind of restream and watch the stream on Google Chrome, just to make sure I'm still transmitting, obviously. And I have noticed that on occasions it's a couple of minutes behind. So I notice it more when people will put things in chat and I'll go, well, I spoke about that 5 minutes ago. And it's on trouble. You then go, make sure you're on not only live chat, you're on live video, because it's dropping back. They don't see it for another 5 minutes. So yeah, just make sure you keep it refreshed. And I've noticed it on other people's streams as well, not just mine. So it must be, I don't know what reason it is, but it must be. So let's get the microscope anyway down on here, and let's have a look round. Oh, morning, Dave. Dave's in as well. Hello, Dave. I can hear you, Squish. Yell louder. What's Squish doing? All good here. Lots of laugh. Was me. I can't hear you, Squish. Yell louder. Plug it in with that keyboard, see if it boots. Yeah, we'll try that now. We'll see if there's any current draw on there. Well, obviously BIOS has been reset as such, so it should come on. Hi, Dave. YouTube isn't happy if it's in live. Yeah, it just seems to be having a few issues. I thought it was because I was dual streaming to Twitch, but I know several people who dual stream to Twitch, so it's not just me. And I hadn't heard anybody else having any issues, so I've decided not to dual stream today, multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube, just to do it to YouTube. So yeah, not sure why. So we'll plug that back in, and we will try and get the DC power jack pulled round here as well, and we'll plug that in. We've cleaned this out. Yeah, honestly cannot see any damage or issues, which is kind of jumping out at me. I mean, we all know it only needs it.
Oi, you!
I heard them. I have got one here, cows. I need to get rid of my thing. I'm still not over this morning, it's been that's been playing on my mind. I'm not going to relive it, but that had been playing on my mind. A lot of you guys will think I was being over dramatic with it, but I weren't. It's been playing on my mind a lot over the last few days, and that's still playing on my mind now. Even though it's over with and there wasn't anything significant. So yeah, I'm just not feeling. I'm just not feeling it. So I'm slightly distracted, so I can only apologise for that. I've ordered one of your mugs, sir, and have you ordered one of mine as well, Chill? Oh, Chill, thank you very much. I've dug your drives out, Chill. I've managed to dig out a drive for you here, Chill. I'll show you what I've dug out for you for your computer. So there we go. You have that. We've got that. And what I was thinking, Chill, what CPU are you running, Chill? Just type in there what CPU you are running, because I might have something to that as well. I'm just going to turn it on and we'll see any current draw there. So we've got a bit of pre-charge. Board is, yeah, board's still not coming on there. I'm just going to see if I've got any that one there. Just going to see if I've got any voltage on any of the other rails on here. So we're on voltage DC, nothing on that one. I'm going to flick around these, not necessarily move the whatchamacallits. Nothing on that one. Probably nothing on these because these are CPU power rails. I haven't got a 5 or a 3.3, but we do have 19 coming in. So we're going to check the MOSFETs. Message you on Discord. What model it is. Okay, I might have a, if it's any use to you, Chill, I might have, because I was looking through some bits and bobs yesterday, and I know yours is probably an older system. I might have a 10th gen or 11th gen motherboard and CPU and RAM, or I think I might have a AMD Ryzen 7 5900X with board and RAM as well, and cooler. Oh dear cows. Do you know what? It's not. I will say it weren't chilling. Relax will give me abuse when after a late night drinking session. I did get a phone call last night. No word of a lie, guys. At what time was this phone call come through? This was from a customer last night. And that's today. Click on there at 10:23 p.m. Sugar, I've just dropped my mouth. I got a phone call from a customer at 10:23 p.m. Do you do adoption of elderly gentlemen? Excuse me. Yeah, 10:20 p.m. 10:23 p.m. Crikey. Yeah, people ring it all hours. I've had them ring it middle at night. So yes, Chill. Drop me a Discord. I can't promise, but I was looking yesterday. As long as I can get it working, because I was just thinking of getting rid of some more parts, because I've now got a bit more of a collection of used boards and whatnot. And I was looking through my spare CPUs just to see if I could match anything up with that, because I'm going to do a couple of builds for a local charity. It's a charity for, it is a charity, but it's not a charity. It's a children's home. So I'm doing a couple of builds. I did them a media center PC last year, I think it was. beginning of last year. So did that, but I've got, I was looking through all my bits and I've got a couple of cases, a couple of relatively nice cases. So I was thinking I'll put a couple of PCs together for them, because I was really grateful for things like that. I've got a couple of screens and whatnot, so they might just have to get keyboards, or I might just buy keyboards. So I tend to pass them on with that, but I know you were struggling and looking as well. So yeah, drop us that. But I like I said, I found you that one. Put it right way, because we're not in Australia. I have found this out for you as well, which will keep you going. But if I can get one of the later boards, I've got some M2s as well, so I might bang you an M2 down, something like a 500 1 terabyte M2, because I've got lots of, that's not M2, that's that, because I've got quite a lot of M2s. I'll get it installed. Oh, I think you're going to clone. I'll put you an M2 on the board, and then I'll send that down as well. So it should then give you plenty of really fast storage. I did have a look to see if I got a 20 series card for you, and I haven't got a 20 series card. You did ask me the other day, and I did look, and I haven't got a 20 series card. And I give my 2 cards that I had. I think it was a 4070. I give that to James when he came down the other week. Or was it a 3070? Can't remember. But I think it was a 4070 I gave to James. So that was the only one, but I'd already give it away before you asked, so sorry about that. Chill. But anyway, going back to this board here, we do not have any voltages. So I'm going to just check the power rails and see where it is. Yeah, I tell you what's got to me today as well, guys. Not only the one this morning, I had another one ring up yesterday, another customer ring up yesterday who was very abusive over the phone. I don't swear, you'll gather that from my are you gonna try and stream on that one? Oh, brilliant, James. Well, don't look at me. I won't be helping on that one. I don't know the first thing about it, apparently. I had another call yesterday from another customer. They seem to come in fits and starts. Who I quoted on a job, and he just literally launched into a torrent of abuse. I don't swear myself. I mean, I'm not anti-swearing. I choose not to swear, and that's why my streams are children friendly. But needs to power supply on, otherwise we're definitely not going to get anything on there. He started effing it down phone, started calling me a see you next Tuesday. And everything like this, because I quoted on a job, and he didn't like the price basically, and I just basically said, well, you can go elsewhere if you wish, but he wanted me to do it. Well, that's what I charge if you want me to do it, and it's what I charge everybody for the same job what he was quoting for, and I do probably about a dozen of these jobs per month. So it disturbed me a little bit as well with that, because again you tend to start taking it to heart to some degree. So we've got 3 volts on the I'm presuming that 3 volt there is the power switch, 3 volt. Just going down to those pins, going down to one of those pins just there. So yes, going down to that pin there. So that's probably the power on switch, just there. Probably backlight or something like that, I would have thought. Yeah, that's crazy. If you don't like the price, then just go elsewhere. He literally, I said to him, I'll explain how the call went. I mean, you guys hear my side of phone calls quite often, because I won't always put it on mute. And he told me what he wanted to do, and I gave him some advice over the phone. And I just went, it's £50, and he just went, in £50, yep, him ripping me off sort of attitude. And I went, well, that's what I charge, but you're more than welcome to go elsewhere. I'll tell you, I'm probably not going to be the cheapest for this, but I know my quality of work. But please make sure if you are taking it somewhere else that you get some recommendations, because I do get a lot of jobs in from people where they've used other people in the area, and they're not always the best. But by all means, shop around. Don't always take reviews off Facebook, because some of them could be referred from the person's friends, which I see a lot of as well. I says, have a look on Google at my reviews, have a look on my Facebook page for me independent reviews as well, have a look on Trustpilot. It is, but that's what it would cost. Anyway, you know, but ripping off CUNT. I went, oh, okay, not a problem at all. I went, well, hope you managed to get it sorted anyway. Good luck with it. And he hung up on me. But it just literally went from, that's what it is, to a torrent, literally a torrent of abuse. I don't know. Don't know what's happening with society nowadays. Do not know what's happening with society. Oh, I've got somebody else coming. Oh, that was postman as well. Right, I've got somebody else dropping a laptop off for a review. So we're going to check these MOSFETs here, aren't we? Just to make sure something is working. I can't stand people on the phone, especially. Do you know what I don't like is when you answer the phone? I always answer the phone politely, and they start calling me mate or grunting down the phone at me, calling me pal. They don't know who I am. Just show me a little bit of respect. I find it quite disrespectful. I'm probably a bit old-fashioned, but a bit long in the tooth for that. If he was abusive, I would have tripled the price. Yeah, I didn't triple the price. I didn't even charge him any extra. I just charged him the standard, what I would normally charge anybody walking through the door. I don't purposely misprice myself out of jobs because I don't want the job. I charge everybody the same as what I'd charge anybody else with that. It is like he was just not in a good mood, so he decided to. Yeah, I mean there was quite a few other demands what he was making, which I'm not going to go into on here. Which I said no, I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to do that. So it was. He then got the price, and he wanted me to do X, Y, and Z more. And I said no, that's additional charges, because it would have been another 2, 3, 4 hours worth of work. Yeah, it was Tuesday, not Thursday. Yeah. People don't know how to talk on the phone. They don't. They a lot of people are very, very, very rude on the phone. Really rude. If you want respect, you have to give respect. Yeah, I tend to reflect people's attitude. The way they speak to me, I'll speak back to them. I used to answer the phone to people who were getting kicked out of their houses, and some were more polite than the others I got to talk to. I deal with a cross-section of society, and I always think if you're nice to people, you'll get nice people talking back to you. And I think a lot of people reflect their own personality back to what they get. It's a bit like a mirror, and that's what I try and do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I won't be abusive. I don't swear back at them or anything like that. But if they want to get very abrasive with me and things like that, you've got to stand your ground, because some people in life are just bullies. And you've got to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. But because it's not in my personality, it does get to you to some degree. It does get to you. So we've got our voltage there, which will come down to here, which is there, and this probably is okay. We've got anything on the gate. We should have gate voltage there. 19 on the gate there, and yeah. So we've got this kicking out all over. We'll have that side because that's the same side as that. So we've got the main power rail. Yeah, it's. I think a lot of people hide behind other situations going off in their life, and in actual fact, it's just because they've lost the ability, or they've just come across it far too much and think that that's how they've then got to act, which is wrong, really. Which is really, really wrong. I've got another customer dropping off in a few minutes, so I might just need to pop to the door. I'm going to check, see if we've got, because I'm presuming, oops, that looks like the BIOS chip. I can never remember which is, I thought it was pin 8, which we had voltage on. I think we probably only get voltage when we post. Anyway. So we've got this power rail coming through all the MOSFETs, so it's not the MOSFETs here which are switching off, so it's got to be something else. It's not generating a 3.3, it's not generating, oh, it is generating a 3.3 because we've got 3.3 down here, but I haven't got 3.3 on any of the coils. Oh God, my probes are shocking. Don't buy these probes, they're absolutely pants. So we've got no 3.3 on there, which I would have thought would be generating that, because we do have 3.3 there. So that's probably the battery charge circuit, so we're definitely not going to get anything on there, so that's fine. I haven't got a 3.3 or a 5 volt inductor on board. This is probably not an inductor for those. Pin 8 is VCC. Yeah, I thought it was pin 8, Dave, in fairness. And I'm presuming that is the... I'm just looking, I cannot see any other BIOS chip, but probably only get that when the board posts anyway. So pin 8, I would say, is that one up there. But probably only going to get that when the board posts anyway. So I'm going to try, just in case it's just a power switch fault, I'm going to try posting the board. So I'm assuming here that if I've got 3.3 on that pin there, which is that pad there, I can short that out and it might get the board to post. Might get the board to post up. You're supposed to have standby voltage on the BIOS chip. Oh, Ego Chip, good morning, Ego. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Have I missed anybody hitting that like or subscribe button? Because my volume's been down. I do apologise if I have missed your subscription, gents, or if you've chosen to do that.
Oh, you!
Oh, there we go. Oh, he put meter on screen. Oh, why is that not on screen? That's a good point. Why is my meter not on screen? I'll tell you why it's not on screen. It's because I was doing the whatchamacallit. I was doing it for PC, because this is the microscope and it's a shared HDMI splitter. That's why you can't see it. Sorry, gentlemen and ladies and people. So we've got my negative probe just here. So let's just go back to here. So we've got the 3.3 on there, which is the keyboard connector. So I'm presuming that's that, but we've got nothing on pin 8 of the BIOS chip, no standby at all. But we've got 3.3 down here. We've obviously got 19 volts on the power rail, which is sitting just up here. So the MOSFETs and everything else are working, current sensor resistor and everything else. I can't find a 5. We've got nothing on any of the inductors sat around here for 5 volts. We've got a nice chunky fuse up there, haven't we? Wow. So let's see. Let's post the board manually, because if it has had Coke spilt on it, there's a possibility it could have just got into the keyboard and stopped the keyboard. So I'm going to short that out and see if we can get a post with that. So let's just find a ground, and it's going to be really tricky to do this. So we should have a power meter up there. All right, see the board flicker. So it is trying to come on. So the board does try and take current when I press the power button and I power it on, but it's not staying on. So we must have a short somewhere. The power supply is not detecting a short at all. What laptop am I fixing? I'm attempting to fix. Lady has brought it this morning. It's a HP. Find the model. That's the model just there. Find my thumb on screen. There we go. It's one of these. It's a HP laptop. Customer had it in her laptop bag yesterday on the train, and the child has spilt a can of Coke in it. She got to a meeting, poured the Coke out of the laptop, and the laptop would not come on. She's saying she had a line down the screen. I cannot even get the laptop to take any charge current at all. Strangely enough, though, I cannot really see any liquid at all in the laptop. There's certainly nothing sticking, certainly nothing, any residue. There's nothing at all on the board, apart from we found something on a tiny daughter board, which is now here, but it was minor. Can't see anything around any of the power inlets or anything like this. But the board is just not drawing any current at all. There's no liquid on the keyboard either. The keyboard is nice and it's not clean because there's still marks in it, but it's not sticky. There's no residue. There's nothing on the screen. There's nothing on the back of the screen. It's like nothing has been spilt on it, if I'm being... was it her kid? No, I don't think it was. I think it was somebody else's child which had spilt it. It's like there's nothing been spilt on it. I can't see any signs of it at all. We've got 19 volts power rail. We've got 3.3. We've got no 5, but it looks like there's something not triggering from there. I've just got this other customer at the door. I need to shoot off at 12 anyway, gents, so I've only got 10 minutes anyway. So what are we thinking on this then? Where would we like to go with it? Any suggestions? Let's do a community repair. Any suggestions? What would you like to see checked on here? Again, yeah, I think Worms, I think you're right. If it was at a stage where it had had Coke spilt on it to that degree, I would expect to see some water marks, even if it had dried overnight, or some residue with, dust and things like that. They're all dusty a bit inside, so you'd see some run marks. So that side of thing, to me, doesn't add up. Water, I don't think it's probably got inside, but I can't even see it on inside at rear case or even on outside at case. So I'm not sure. The line on the screen which the customer said she saw isn't present. The computer just does not power, doesn't take any current at all. We will plug the daughter board back in because it might be one of these which says I need that daughter board or I'm not going to play. So we'll try that and just get a bit of IPA to clean that and stick this daughter board back in. All this daughter board does, it's got a power light on it, so there might be something where it's going, I'm not playing unless you've got my power light in. But you never know. I'm not going to say it's doubtful. It is doubtful, but it's not impossible because there is another chip and whatnot in here. But I would say it's unlikely. Can't get the blinking ribbon cable to go in. Fingers and thumbs this morning. Clip, and we'll get this stuck in underneath. Just flip the power supply off. This one sits underneath. It says MB. Oh my gosh. Done. So we've got the daughter board back in. So this has got the status LED light on it anyway. So we'll be able to see from there to whether it is posting. So let's turn that back on. Let's short that pad out again to see if we can post it. Yeah, so we saw from there it pulled a little bit of current, but there was definitely no light. Yeah, there's no light on there, but it is attempting to do something when I short that out. We can see it's pulling 170, just not doing anything else. And there's no power light coming on either. Yeah, power good issue somewhere. The cooler with caramel too. Now there's nothing. Honestly, there's nothing at all. That's the remarkable bit. That's how I've took the laptop out. There's just no. I mean, keyboard's obviously under here, but the only bits I found was there was a tiny bit here, which has gone onto the daughter board, and there was a little tiny bit of corrosion on a couple of caps on the daughter board. But that looked more historic because it were all white and dry rather than sticky and brown, because you can just see it a little bit on there. So the screen's dirty, but there's no water damage on it, and so that doesn't look like it's been wiped off really, because it's still got fingerprints and everything on. The keyboard's the same scenario, still dirty, so it doesn't look like it's been wiped and cleaned. The back of the case is the same scenario as well, where there's no, ignore that because that's just where I've peeled that up, but there's no liquid or marks or anything on there, and again it's not been wiped down and cleaned, and the inside is the same. The only thing, if I were really picking, is there is something up here. Can you see that with white? But that's on the hinge where we've cleaned it off, so that looks more historic. And there's a bit over here. It's certainly not sticky Coca-Cola or anything to that effect. I'm not saying it hasn't, but there's nothing around the fan inlets really, and everything else is, again, there's a slight water mark around here, but I don't know. Do you know when 2 and 2 don't become 4, it starts to become 5, and you just think, wah. Try with the battery. Yeah, let's plug the battery in. We've got the battery just here. Might be one of those which says I need to. But again, they're all a little bit power off. Might get a bit of might get a bit of charging current on here. Let's see if we can get this lined up. Let's see if we've got any voltage on the battery pins. Trying to get this together. It's an awkward one, this. There we go. It needs to be slid in rather than pushed in. So we've got anything sat in the battery. That battery's not sticking anything out at me. Yeah, there's no dust or debris or anything like that coming out either. You know, I know what you mean on that one, Ego. When you open and close the lid, you often get a lot of dust and debris coming out. It's not even doing that. The board isn't even mega dirty to any stretch of the imagination. It's not even like you could say, well, there's a lot of debris in there causing it to overheat or anything. There's just not. Strangely enough, though, the battery's not giving any. I mean, the battery might only get activated once you put charger in for the first time, but the battery looks completely like a donut. It's dead. So the battery is in, and we're still getting no charge. We've still got main power rail. So we've got nothing on the charge. That has increased to, oh, that's all over the place now. You can see, actually, that looks more interesting because that looks like something is trying to start and stop, where that was a static one without the battery in. Because that's the power, that's the inductor for the battery charge circuit. Yeah, how they go all over the place. That it looks like something is trying to start and then hitting the issue and stopping. So we've got less than a volt on the battery, but we've got no current draw. So it's the charge circuit's not working either. I've got no shorts anywhere on the board. I've got no current draw. I've got a 3.3. I'm going to get back under the microscope and just double check that there's nothing which is definitely going to cause it with that before we get on to the next stage of diagnosing. So I don't think it'll be up there. I think it's probably going to be, again, it's the only place that I saw liquid was nowhere near where anything is really. This is all operating fine. Obviously it's not charging, but we've got power on the power. We've got power on the power rails, so I can't see it being an issue with that. Power! Bit of Carthol there. Power! So I can't see it being an issue with that. This just might be a wild goose chase with the liquid damage. Are we focusing too much on it having liquid damage and needing that? Is that just dragging us out onto somewhere we don't want to be and want to go? Now the other hinge sits here, and there was some corrosion on the hinge, but there's definitely nothing on the board. God, it's windy out there today. It's blowing the doors like crazy. So look on back at board, but I doubt again whether we're gonna see anything here. But before we jump in, look at this. So there is something on edge at board there. That is a USB, so that's the 5. So it could be explained why we weren't getting the 5 volt there. Shows you how important it is to give it a thorough check, doesn't it? A quick moisten dry. did we thermal this? No, it's not pulling any current. 50 views. Oh wow, 50 views. Yeah, 50 views. Crikey. Hello, Sean. Exclamation oi. OI. Ariane, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. No current draw, Dave. Yeah, absolutely zippity doo our current draw. Nothing. There's a little bit when I bridge the power switch, but nothing other than milliamps. There's nothing really to write home about. That is about the extent of I can see for current draw anyway. Dog's come to see me.
Oh, Dad, Maddie's hurt her paw, by the way.
I know she has. I noticed that this morning.
Just thinking of it.
Ah, it's my Google thing. Need that. Okay, I noticed that this morning, darling. I'm going to check it out. I think she strained it yesterday when she was on field.
Yeah, she's on.
Yeah, she probably pulled her toe or something. That was the other thing as well. There's that big scratch across there. I don't think. I mean, that's clearly. I've not done that. If we watch back on the video, that was present when I first took the board out. Just wondering whether I know somebody else has actually looked at it and gone, let's have a look, and dried it off, cleaned it off, done whatever, and maybe caused other damage. I mean, if they've caused that scratch, I mean, that looks like a screwdriver scratch or something like that. I don't know how or why they would get a scratch across the board like that. But I don't think it's too deep. I don't think it's actually caused any physical damage to it. But yeah, that was there straight away. But have they knocked anything off? I can't see anything what they've knocked off there. But have they knocked stuff elsewhere off? And if they have scratched it like that, have they been clumsy enough to knock a component off somewhere else? So this is where the daughter board plugs into. Right, let's just give it a post now. We've cleaned that little 5-volt U-gate off down there. Because it was the 5-volt which wasn't present.
I'm a lead farmer.
Lead farmer! Can you zoom on the scratch? Yeah, I'll zoom on the scratch. Let's have a look. Let's get down. Let's get down to business. Right. I don't think this scratch is probably gonna, as I say, gonna reveal anything really. It looks more surface mount than anything else. Because if you wet it, it's disappearing. And which normally says to me it's just a surface mount scratch on there rather than anything too deep. And if I put too much light on it, we're going to get too much reflection. Let me zoom out a little bit. Just keep the clarity. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's any trace damage. And then that's obviously back at CPU. That one there looks fine as well. It's not actually gone through to copper or any of it. It's all on blue. So again, it does look like a screwdriver mark. However, it could have been done at factory. It could have been there forever. You never know, do you? They might have done it pre-production. It could have been on before they even put components on board. Just don't know. Don't know. Let's see if it will. Now we've cleaned that other thing up. Arnold is here. Arnold is here. Arnold is here. I probably don't have a spare. Oh, where? No, don't have a spare battery for it. Don't have a spare battery. It should post without the battery, I would have thought anyway. 200 milliamps. Wow. I think you need to ask the customer if anybody else has looked at it. Yeah. I think it. Yes, darling. Yeah. I'll be coming in a second anyway. It's 12 o'clock, so I'm finishing at 12. Well, if you give it 10 minutes, I'll come through and do it because I'm going to wrap up anyway soon. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks like a surface one to me. I think I'm going to have a conversation with the customer just to reassure myself. Now I've looked at it that we are chasing the right purpose rather than not, because that might have been the initial thing, but 3 people might have looked at it as well. So you never always know, do you? So we're getting no current draw there. I'm going to bridge out the pin for the keyboard just to see where we are, which is that one there and that one just there. So we can see when I bridge it out, it tries to start and then goes instantly off with the current. So so it's not liking something. So what I am going to do, I'm going to have a word with the customer and see what they say regarding this before I kind of dig any deeper. Because if they're telling me that, yeah, 3 people's been in it, I think it'll just put a different slant on it rather than, because there's no signs of liquid damage really, apart from the kind of tiny pieces that I've seen. But again, that all could have been done at factory. But I will have a look and see what I can get to on here. So it was only going to be a short stream this morning, guys, just to get to the bottom of what we were doing. Yes, the evidence doesn't tie up with the story. I think that's the presentation of what it looks like doesn't tie up with how it's looking on here. No problem at all. I'm actually going now anyway, so sorry about that. I'm going. It was only going to be a half-day stream today. We started this one. We started a tough book before this, but I'm probably going to have a word with the customer on the tough book prior anyway, because I do know him really well, and just kind of just say it's going to involve a lot of digging about to get to the bottom of that. That maybe look like a bias issue, but I want to have just a chat with this lady as well on this, just to see what's what, because she did say if it's gonna cost any more than sort of £100, she'll probably just buy a new laptop. Well, depending what's going to be wrong with it, it could get close to that, if not more than that. You never know, do you? If we need to start ordering and changing bits, it could quite easily escalate over that. So I'm gonna have a chat with her to see what's what. So if you are sat in chat, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. Subscribe button always means so much to us. And thank you very much for everybody who's tuned in today. Sorry about the drabness today, but if you're here at the beginning of the stream or middle of the stream, you might have seen why I'm just feeling a little bit down. So I'm probably not going to stream again this week because it's half term, and I just want to get my mindset and mind frame back into the right gear. So it's probably going to be next week when I stream now. I have got a VOD going live at the end of this week. I would love everyone to have a look at the VOD as well. It's for members at the moment, and then it'll be for general release towards the end of the week, which is the collab between myself, JFix, and Joey Does Tech on there. Everyone makes an appearance on there. Some in recorded state, some in live state, and just wait and see. And you can actually win the prize at the end of it as well. There is something what's up for grabs as well, if you need it and want it. So it's a nice one to watch. It is the first VOD I've put out in such a long time as well. I do need to get more into VODs, video on demands, and get that sorted. But yes, guys, have a super week. What's left of it. Enjoy yourself. And yeah, just keep an eye out for any VODs which are landing. Oh, the great Russ Repairs is here as well. If you don't know who Russ is, he's storming ahead. He tipped 500 subs the other day. He's now at 550, something like that. He's storming through it, and just deserved as well. So don't know if Andy's streaming later as well. I'm sure you guys know who Andy is and everyone else in here. But yes, guys, have a good one. See you all very, very soon. TTFN. Bye-bye.